Hello, and welcome back to Xpwaste, where if I was single, my Tinder profile would be me dressed up as a sandwich lady. Hi, I'm Michael.
And I'm someone with some good ideas for a Tinder profile, otherwise known as Oxie. If you're new around here, welcome. We're a podcast that talks about old school RuneScape. Like, usually we say predominantly about old school RuneScape, but let's just set the record straight. We are an old school RuneScape podcast. We're not like a video game podcast that happens to like old school a lot. We are the place. If you're an old school RuneScape player and you need something to listen to, we're your people. We're the old school RuneScape podcast you need. We do get off on tangents a lot,
Yeah.
but it always circles back to RuneScape somehow, some way or another. If you're not new around here, welcome back. We haven't done Achievement of the Week in a month, and it's not as big as you'd think. Honestly, I have Wi-Fi again. I'm here. I'm talking to Michael live. How are you, Michael? How's your week been?
My week has been pretty decent. Not a lot going on, really. I can't think of a single thing other than like a small leagues update. I got tier 8.
Yeah,
and I picked the Guardian. Hell yeah! So we are cruising through the ranks. Let's see. Current rank is Mithril. And I'm 2,300 points till Adamant. And I'm adamant that I'm going to get Rune. Yeah.
How many points do you say you have? 23,000?
25,660.
Hell yeah.
So I'm 2,300 away from Adamant. And I feel like there's a pretty big gap between Rune and Adamant. So it goes from 28,000 to 42,000. That's a massive gap. That's 14,000 points. So the gap between Adamant and Rune is like going nearly to Mithril again. Like you're almost there. Like you're almost to Mithril again. So just cruising along in the league. I'm not really point hunting. My side goal, kind of like my main goal, but my side goal is to max my account. And I've kind of mapped it all out in my head. There are a few skills where I'm semi-worried. Smithing being one of them, because I heard that the best method is to craft or like to smith bronze plate bodies.
No, it's bronze medium helmets.
Okay, bronze items from 87 to 99.
I never said it wasn't stinky. I said you get a little bit more XP with the medium helmet.
9 million XP. With bronze items. Yeah. But Banker's Note and Production Prodigy are definitely going to help that. It's not going to be a fast process, but it will be faster with the aid of those two relics. The stinky part is going to be buying all of the bronze bars. That's where Banker's Note and Production Prodigy kind of lose out, is you can't just spam click or like set your scroll wheel to buy 50 and just have them all note in your inventory. Like it definitely evens out. People who got Fire Sale but didn't pick Production Prodigy. You could have picked Fire Sale and Production Prodigy.
Yeah.
That's the winning combo, I think.
Nope.
For early game
maxing,
gains.
I guess. Yeah.
Maybe for maxing. Early game maxing, but Banker's Note is superior. I will die on that hill. I think that I have gotten a lot more enjoyment out of Banker's Note than I think I would have with Fire Sale, but it just it takes a little more effort with Banker's Note, which is fine. I have to get. I'm doing so. The ones that I'm buying are going to be fletching, crafting, smithing, construction.
Are you doing broad bolts, dog?
Yeah, I was going to do broad bolts.
Oh, so slow.
Yeah. Well, I plan on doing it in pest control, so I can get the rest of my magic and range to 99, and then if I want to go for like 25 mil prayer, I can also do that. But I'm gonna do herb lore and fletching in pest control, I think, if I have the wherewithal to do that, because it's pretty not like time consuming, but it takes a lot more mental energy than just standing out in a random field somewhere in Korend with your Banker's Note, looking at the scenery. You're having to keep your progress or like your participation up so that you don't waste 2 to 3 minutes every time But I have, let's see, I have 43 points for combat achievements until I have the hard combat achievements done. So I may try and do that and then go to pest control, because it'd just be more points per game. Because right now I'm getting 56, and I think I don't know what the math equals out to with the hard.
It's 64. It's just 64 points
Oh,
a
okay.
game. So it's not like you're getting. It's still 2 games to get an XP drop. It's just like what? It's like one less. I think I had to play 1 or 2 less games overall when I was going for my 99s.
Oh, okay.
When I got 64 points, so it wasn't like a huge increase. But it saved me a couple minutes.
It's an extra 8 points.
Yeah.
So then 10 games would save you 100-ish. No.
10 games saves you about 80. 12 games saves you about 106.
Yeah. Wow, okay. So every 12 games you get a free game.
I don't...
Well, every 12 games get you a free...
We're doing too much math on the podcast, Michael.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
I'll stop.
If you're new around here, math is not our thing, and we're doing way too much of it to kick off this episode.
It is almost Christmas, and I don't know how much I'll be playing the next couple of days leading up to Christmas. My son is out of school this week, which is bonkers to me. This week being the week that we're currently in. He has 2 weeks off for Christmas, not like he gets off Friday and then has the week after Christmas off from his daycare. So we have 2 weeks of no daycare. That's a bit random, but that's to say he's home.
That sounds good and not good, because like you probably still have to work.
So I'm actually off the 22nd, like into January.
Same.
I took a bunch of PTO, which is great, but the kids also home from school, which is fine. That's the life of a parent.
I would be surprised if your kid wasn't home from school. If you took a bunch of PTO off and your kid was just like not home the entire time. My dad used to work for the government, and he would get a bunch of like random holidays off that we would still have to go to school. And my dad's the kind of guy who, like, if you don't want me to come in, you better just kill me. So he would always go into work. So he had like a ton of sick time. And there'd be times he'd be like, well, they told me if I don't take it, I'm going to lose it. So I'll be home for this random week and a half in March. And you'd come home to like a bachelor pad, because I went to school or I was gone all day and my dad was just home. It's a weird experience as a kid when you have things to do and your parents don't.
Yeah.
Now that I'm an adult, that sounds like it's fantastic to have the house without the kids.
Yeah.
But I don't have children, so I wouldn't know. But I'd just be a little stranged out, you know?
Well, it's like if Blue, your new kitty, was like being watched by somebody randomly one day and you're just off of work. You're like, I don't have to like shoo her away from my cords every 5 minutes.
I had that experience one time the night B got fixed. Because B got fixed and they just kept her overnight at the vet. It's like monitor and things like that. Pretty normal stuff. The surgery was fine. And I remember being like, damn, this is the quietest night I have had in forever. Because I think B was like 8 or 9 months old at the time. So yeah, I imagine.
Awesome. So Leagues is going to slow down a little bit, and then it's going to be over before we know it. And I'm kind of sad, but I'm also ready. I feel like if Leagues were to end today, I would be a little bit sad that I didn't get Adamant because I'm so close. But if Leagues ended and I was Adamant rank, I think I would feel accomplished, because I have done so much more. I've done so much more than I thought I would do in this league. And we'll definitely have a post Leagues breakdown for you guys. I don't want to get too far into it. But yeah, it's been good. I'm excited for the rest of the league, and then I'm excited to play Baldur's Gate afterwards.
You mean that random game that happened to be the greatest game ever, Spider-Man 2? What do you mean?
Actually, low key, Lego Fortnite.
Have you been playing Lego Fortnite?
I played it last night. it's pretty fun.
It looks pretty cool. Like, it's a Lego game. So part of me is like, all right, maybe I'll pick it up at some point.
It's eerily similar to Minecraft, but it's like I don't want to get into it too far because like this is a tangent and a half.
It's because Michael doesn't have time. I'm gonna lay that out for you right now. Michael doesn't have time because he's eepy. Michael's like, I want it to be a short episode because I'm tired. I'm like, man, we're gonna talk about the gear rebalance. What do you mean short episode? But yeah, it's not that he doesn't have time. It's that he's eepy.
So this could go on forever, but I'll keep it. I literally will just say this. It is interesting how they do resource collection because like in Minecraft, if you want wool, you got to kill the sheep, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're dead. Sheep's dead. I think they're gearing to their player base being mostly children. And to get wool from a sheep, you just have to pet it. You can kill it, but you pet it. And to get an egg from a chicken, no killing the chicken. You just have to pet the chicken. Pops out an egg, and you get unlimited eggs.
Talonborn says you can shear the sheep. No, yeah. So Michael doesn't even know. Guys, Michael doesn't know how to play Minecraft. He's never played Minecraft.
I forgot you can
before.
shear sheep.
Michael's never played Minecraft.
Maybe
before.
it's the egg. Maybe it's the egg that's more of a.
They lay eggs when you have chickens in a thing. Oh my god.
Wow. Okay. Whatever.
Also, Fortnite, it doesn't want to be violent because it's catering to children. You mean the game that's like all about murdering other people?
Royale.
Yeah, literally last person standing wins.
You got me there, guys. I don't know. I was trying to be relatable. Anyway, Oxy, how are you?
I'm doing good. The first couple of weeks of work have been good. They've been slow. I got a couple of new clients. The little monster is back there somewhere doing something.
She'll be here soon.
Yeah, but she's here. The door's like open, so B and Blue now like interact on a regular basis. That's been going pretty well. I got another God Sword shard from Kriara. Yay, that's so cool. I think that's enough to make my like 6th God Sword blade if I need to. But
Ooh.
yeah, that's what I'm doing right now is Kriara. I originally planned to cut redwood logs and then got on a hot streak and just kept doing it because I have the nuke and it's not that hard to just nuke my way through everything. But the league has been going really well. So since the last time we talked, I'm sitting at 39,430 points. I'm about 2,500 points away from Rune. And I think once I hit Rune, Leagues is also going to slow down for me quite a bit. Not because I'm not having fun. It's because I want to do other stuff. I want to play other games. I want to, not do this. And as much as like I flamed Michael for it, part of me is like, dude, I'm 2194. I might be able to squeak out 2,200 total by the time the year's over on my main account. So like, maybe I go back and like do fletching or smithing or something, or just like AFK while I edit or something along those lines, just to try to see if I can get a couple more total levels. And that's not to say I'm not having a good time in Leagues. I don't feel like I'm wasting my time. I'm actually having a blast. The biggest update in the last couple of weeks for Leagues, I got a Scythe. My 2nd purple from Theater of Blood. I got my first at like 30-something KC. And then my next purple wasn't until like 36 or 37. I did a duo with a learner. Shout out Iron Robin. And I pulled the Scythe. And I was like, oh my God. I was ecstatic. I was so happy. And I'm like, oh, baby, it's over. It's over. I can do everything now. And I take that bitch everywhere. I obviously take it to Top, and it's stupid. I think I'm kind of pissed off because my 5-man PB is 10 minutes and 1 tick. So it's 10 minutes and 0.6 seconds. So we're a tick off from having like a sub 10-minute 5-man time at Top. I think my 4-man is an 11-minute time. I don't know about Chambers. We just note prep with Banker's Note and call it good. Yeah. It's been fun. I take the Scythe everywhere. I don't have dragon fire damage, so I take it to Wyverns. I don't have to worry about the floor, so I take it to Hydra. Like I've got the increased accuracies. I've been using the Scythe at Hydra. I take it to Sarachnis. I don't even care if it's not 2x2. Chaos Cleric says the Scythe stays on during sex. I did Shades of Morton earlier. I went to the Mauritania world and I did the Shades of Morton for like the 100% sanctity task. And there was one other person there who like she was desperately trying to like build the temple or whatever, and I tried to build it with her for a second, but I only had the swamp paste because I've never done Shades of Morton for real. And I was like, yeah, I don't know how to build this. So, and I put my scythe on, I just started attacking the shades like one by one, and they're only a 1x1 boss, so I only get one hit splat. Doesn't matter. Other people started showing up, repairing the temple. Like we actually had like a full like Shades of Morton thing going on. And I had the scythe out the entire time. It has been a blast. And truly, I've been able to do everything. I did 4 Jads with a scythe, which was fun. It was a bit of a learning process of how to manage the quadruple Jad. I don't want to do 5 Jads. I did 5 Jads in the main game. 5 Jads is wonky. I don't want to do 5 Jad, period. Not even if I was range relic, I don't think I'd want to do 5 Jad. 5 Jad is gross. There's like a weird, not like a delay, but there's a weird like open spot in 5 Jads in between 2 of the Jads. It's crusty. Needless to say, 6 Jads is a little easier than 5 Jads, but it's still hard, and I don't want to do any of it. I don't need to be a Giga gamer and get the Zuck shield. I don't care. That's another thing I haven't done yet is the Inferno. I probably can do the Inferno at this point. I keep putting it off by saying I'm waiting for a ZCB so I can just like re-Zuck to death. Because I think, hear me out, Michael.
Yeah, I'm listening.
If I get a ZCB with Spec Relic and Undying Retribution, in theory, I could have a 0 set Zuck. And I kind of want that.
Okay. So why are you not at Nex?
Because I don't like Nex that much.
Oh.
I'm not a big fan. Is that for like lack of people to go with? Because obviously people will go with. But I don't know. As a meleeer at Nex, it's all right. You know?
But Torva, you could have.
I know, and that's why I feel like I need to go, because like I could have like the full, like, you know, generals gathered in their masses type shit. Full Torva, Infernal Cape, Kitted Fury, Prims, Scythe. Oh, it looks so good. But the motivation to do Nex. Talonmorn says Nex is prison. Facts. Nex does feel like prison. I'm just not super motivated to go. So at the moment, I think my main goal is to get to Rune Cup, push through, get 42,000 points, and then just be super casual. I'm not going to like quit entirely, because Leagues goes till like what, the second week of January ish, right? I think
I've been saying January 10th, but I don't think that's the second week of January. Okay, maybe
it's first or second week of January.
It's the second Wednesday.
That would make sense. I mean, either way, it's just going to be casual. If people are like, "Yo, we're doing a Leagues tab," sign me up. I'm down. That because that shit is just fun to do. But I'm not going to be like feeling like I can't play other things, which is mainly, it's one of my goals I had for the year, which we'll talk about our goals next week. Because we've probably got the goal episode coming up here.
So next week we're off.
Next episode, you know what I mean.
The 4th, January 4th.
You know what I mean, you guys.
Well, I'm just saying that for the listeners. January,
you know what I
prepared
mean.
for us to be off next week. January 4th is our next. We won't see you guys till 2024 after this. So
I know this should be the Xpwaste year in review episode. But one of my biggest things this year is like have a healthy relationship with the game, and like don't play it when you don't want to. And I'm getting to the point where like I don't not want to play it that bad. It's not like Shattered Relics, where I was like miserable, you know, the whole time. I just like want to do other shit, but also want a Rune Cup, and I'm close enough to be like, yeah, I could get Rune. If I didn't feel like I wanted to do other stuff, maybe I could get Dragon. I don't know. Frankly, I don't care. I'm fine with just getting Rune and calling it good. But yeah, that's my league. Eventually, I'm going to switch over to cutting redwoods because redwoods are worth an insane amount of points. It's like 1,000 points to cut 500 redwoods, fletch 250 of them, burn 200 of them, and then make a redwood shield or something like that. So redwoods are kind of cracked, but they take 2,000 years to cut with a rune axe. So, you know, y'all having a good time out there. Otherwise, though, leagues has been a lot of fun. It's been a good time. It still is a good time, and I'm going to continue to play it while we do this episode. But yeah, that's how my week has been. Oh, also the groupie got the mage relic, and then I'm not kidding. I immediately logged out because I'm like, I don't know what to do. I guess I'm done. So
I kind of feel like I'm done with my other account, but maybe not.
You took wilderness, dog. You got wilderness as your second region on your other account.
Ugh. We'll see. We'll see how that goes because I just picked the wilderness and I'm kind of sad because I chose the mushroom fairy's flight on that account, and that was kind of a mistake. I really should have looked ahead and not just impulsively pick the mushroom because I wanted to be different, but because there's so many teleports.
There's literally
on
no
Globetrotter.
teleports.
There's no teleports in the wilderness.
Fairy of the wilderness. Yeah.
It's really stinky. And I'm definitely not having a good time knowing that I need to make all my jewelry if I want to go anywhere in the wilderness. And even then, I just don't have any teleports other than like obelisks, which it's fine. I'll figure it out.
Which is Michael's favorite thing to do quests in leagues. So seems like a great choice for him to do obelisks.
I think we should move on from leagues, but I will say my final word for leagues of 2023 is quests in leagues are very, very stinky. Why do I want to spend 4 to 5 hours of my time? My wife and I sat and we watched the Eras tour for Taylor Swift. She rented it and she's like, will you watch this with me? I'm like, I will have my laptop out and I will commit to looking up at the screen and bobbing my head occasionally. And she's like, I'll take it. So,
bullshit. Enjoy. She was at your maxing party. Enjoy the Eras tour. God damn it.
I did. I liked it. It was really good. I respect Taylor Swift. But during the Eras tour, I did all five of the Korend quests and got all of the favor done. And that took me 3.5 hours just for the little baby quests and all the favor.
Because you didn't have Quest Helper.
I did it on my laptop.
Well, then I don't know what the hell you're doing that took you that long, dog. It was I had to fix like 10 cranes and I dug 20 worms. I completely got 100% Lovacaine favor because I put the quest certificate on it. Dog.
I did all of the favor before the quest. The favor is boosted. So
dog, the quests give favor certificates.
Yeah.
And the favor certificates give you like 70% favor.
Yeah.
Mate. Oh my God.
That's why it took me 3.5 hours.
Okay, so for reference, right? Everyone, people are like, oh, quests are bad. Not in the league. Wah, quests are bad. A Kingdom Divided, the most lore-heavy and most dialogue-heavy quest in the entire game, took me 36 minutes.
36 minutes?
That bitch took me 4 hours on release day. Took me 36 minutes in leagues.
Because I 36 minutes.
Because I'm a demigod, Michael. I just teleport everywhere. I killed Zamfir in 8 seconds. Literally, I didn't even move. He dropped the hands on me. I'm like, try it, motherfucker. So it's really, really not bad to do quests.
I'm gonna do a Kingdom Divided. I'm gonna do Sons of the Father.
You haven't done Sins of the Father? Oh my God. We're going to Tob, right? So this is Michael's big thing in leagues. At least for me, he's been doing Theater of Blood with us. And we're like, salve check. And every time he goes, hee, tee, imagine having a salve amulet. Tee, we're like, Michael,
for the one
it's like
boss.
A 20% damage boost at bloat. And then he goes, why aren't we getting 1 downs? This is weird. Tee, I don't have a salve amulet. Tee-hee. Do your quests, folks. Don't be like
Don't
Michael
do
in leagues. Don't
do 'em.
tee-hee your way through Tob. Do your quests.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Do your quests.
It's a scam. It's a waste of your time. It's a scam. You should be playing leagues, not doing quests.
It takes 4 seconds.
Definitely doesn't.
It 100% does. Sins of the Father was another 30-minute banger. I'm telling you.
I did the other one, Taste of Hope, and that took a long time. Running through Mireditch, you cannot tell me
14 minutes.
You timed
It's
it?
the longest part of the quest. You run through Mireditch. It's the only long part of the quest.
I don't have a teleport to Bergdarat, so like getting to Old Man's house, I had to go
to what?
back
Barrows,
to South Graveyard.
The one you had
run.
The Barrows teleport you've had access to since you unlocked Mauritania?
I feel like doing a temple trek is faster.
Don't be like Michael. Do your quests.
Don't be like
Please,
Oxie.
for the love of God, do your quests. Even in leagues, the XP
the
XP rewards are all boosted. Fatty XP, dopamine, lots of points. Do your goddamn quests.
You know what else is dopamine?
Killing Kriara 4 times in a row without setting off your nuke for some reason.
Because you're a god.
No, these little rat bitches. That's why. I just want to die, and I can't because these stupid birds are not hitting me hard enough. It's such a shitty cycle because, like, yes, please kill me, but like also I don't have the accuracy to hit Kriara, so I have to use my special attacks because they're guaranteed hits. So I have to keep eating. It's a vicious cycle. And just like that, we set the nuke off for nothing. Game sucks.
What's your KC?
67.
Oof. Not a single drop from there?
I actually got the chain skirt and the hilt. I'm very happy I got the hilt early because the hilt grind for both Bandos and Saradomin took me. Bandos is like 250 something. Sarah was 330. So I'm glad to get a sub 50 KC Arma hilt. Now I have an AGS that I'll take to Tob because I can't get Dragon Claws because I keep. Last night, Thorgoth, Dragon Claws right in front of my face on a Ranger account. I know. It's horrible.
I was going to say, you know what else is dopamine? Talking about the game and rebalancing. I thought we were going to talk about the survey today.
I didn't know what we were going to talk about today.
I read the rebalancing blog and then I yawned.
You yawned at the rebalance blog?
It's interesting, but like it's a lot of like, here's what we're going to do mid-January. Versus like the survey was a lot of interesting stuff. Did you finish the survey?
I didn't take the survey. I thought we were talking about the rebalance. I didn't.
Oh, no.
I did not take this. Well, I didn't take the survey because part of me was like, oh, I'm going to have to argue with Michael to not do the Guffix Rest thing and take the survey together. So I was like, I need to not take the survey in case Michael is persistently wanting to take it together live on the show. So I didn't take it.
I took it. It wasn't that long. It's like 30, 40 minutes. I could have done a quest in the amount of time that it took me.
I was just about to say, that seems like way too long to do when Leagues is out. That's crazy.
It's called being on top of it, Oxie. Should try it. Okay, so we're talking about rebalancing. Like,
any interesting points from the survey that stood out to you?
Yes, and I want to talk to you about it, but you don't know. I guess you don't.
It's not like the Avengers, dog. You can spoil the yearly RuneScape.
You want me to spoil it?
Yes, it's a survey.
Okay. There's two things that really, really stuck out to me. They're asking players, what are their thoughts on like Jagex, Jagex approved and Jagex like developed specific game modes. For instance, Bronze Man mode or like generate task style things where built into the game, there would be a thing that like generates a task for you. Once you do the task, it completes it. But in the main game. So like kind of like a Leagues thing. And then Bronze Man mode where you're kind of like an Iron Man, like you're soft locked as an Iron Man. So if you want Bandos Tacits, you have to get them yourself. But if you ever lose them, you can go buy them again. Or like you have to get runes yourself. But then if you get them, you can go buy them. So everything is kind of like locked for you until you do it, which I think is very interesting. And I think I would play a Bronze Man mode account. I probably would max a Bronze Man mode after I max my groupie. That'll be my third account that I max before Oxie maxes one.
You never know, man. The goals episode could really knock you off your feet. Who knows?
2024? Ooh.
Maybe. We'll see how the year shakes out. We got time.
So they're talking about they're getting people's interest in that. And then this is the most exciting part. They're like figuring out people's interests for Jagex sponsored basically private servers that you can rent and host yourself and set the parameters yourself. So an example they gave was like, if you want a server that is a private server that you can only give people you can whitelist people up to 2,000 people and have like boosted XP rates or boosted this or like certain styles of gameplay, whatever you can think. They're gauging interest on allowing that as a way for them to make money. So it would cost, how like you can sign up for a realm on Minecraft, or you can host, you can host it yourself, but you generally pay to host a private world on Minecraft. Well, pay Jagex and they'll let you host a world. So it's similar to what Hanani did for her event, but it would be a world that you could log into whenever you wanted. It would have no effect on the main game. So like it's a completely separate, it's not tied into the main game whatsoever. There probably won't be any high scores for it, which is fine. But the thought of that got me really excited. It's like our community, we have 2,000 people in the Discord. What if we had an Xpwaste private server where it was like boosted XP rates and like we could host events? You could like do, I think they were talking about like having player made plugins that work, like prop hunt. You could have an entire prop hunt server, all these crazy things. Yeah, it's very interesting that they would bring this up and like the possibilities. It's like if you didn't play leagues, you could just have leagues all the time. I'm excited about it, and I'm excited about the prospect.
That's
private server bingo, Tallyborn. Oh
boy, that's one of the ideas Jagex has ever had. That's for sure. That sounds like a logistical bingo. Like that's the end of bingo right there.
Why would that be the end of bingo?
Because what is stopping a particular type of player from renting a private server, setting the drop rate to 1-in-1 for this specific item that they want, and then how would we be able to distinguish whether it is a private server or not?
I don't know, actually.
You and I both have 1 KC pets. We know 1 KC pog drops are possible. What is to stop someone from getting 1 KC at a boss? Or being able to, like, if it's a private server, is it possible to like 1 tick respawn, 1 tick executioner axe bosses? Like is it one of those like, oh, I have 276 kills on my high scores, so on my 277th kill, I'll turn the drop rate up, and then I'll get the drop for whatever, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's to stop people from doing that?
Maybe there'll be a different chat icon, like with leagues. Maybe you'll have a different icon next to your name.
I don't know. I think the fun of the events is involved with the restrictions of the server, and the fun of godhood, like leagues, is fun because it is a rarity. That is my opinion, though. I don't know if I would love a private server, but
well. You popped my bubble there. Thank you.
I'm not trying. That's why I'm just like, I don't know if I personally would enjoy that, because you seem really excited, and I'm like shaking in the corner trying to figure out how we validate screenshots for Springo 2024 with private servers. So it's just differences in how we think about things,
Sure. I'm generally optimistic, and so that thought didn't even cross my mind. And I guess we cross that bridge when we get there. Or they don't do it and we don't have to.
I don't think this is a route they're going to take. And if they do take this route, I think there has to be some sort of like, my biggest thing about a private server, there would have to be a validation process. You would have to validate who you are to Jagex in order to do this. You would have to be like, hey, my name's Oxie. I'm co-host to the Xpwaste podcast. Here's my YouTube and Spotify analytics. Here's my Discord link. Here's my Twitter handle. Here's my show's Twitter handle. You need to like verify who you are.
Why though?
Because,
what do you mean? Verify who you are?
Because if you're just like, kind of like with the clan system, like, hey, my name is Joe Schmo Scape Caution. We have 40 people and we really like the name TNL. Can we save it? And Aiza leaves you on red, you know, like stuff like that. Like I feel like if we're just like, hey, anyone can start their own private server, that seems like a recipe for, I don't know if game death is the right term, but it seems like because like, all right, hear me out. For some games, right, modding, private server customization is what helps keeps games alive. We'll use the Master Chief Collection as an example, right? People have been doing custom games for 20 years, and now the modding community has come in, and they've been able to do all sorts of like super cool stuff, right? All within the Halo engine that they've been able to mod. Look at Bethesda games when they're modded. It's great. That model works really well when service to the main game stops. So like Halo 3 didn't see an update since like 2008 when they dropped a map pack. But when you're able to go in and like mod a bunch of new stuff and you use the engine, and let's say, you know, I don't know if this exists, but if it doesn't, modders get on it. Like, can we get a perspective? Can we get like an ODST horror game where, you know, the flood drop in Halo 3 and you have to fight them off as an ODST? This is another side tangent Michael's too sleepy for. Point is, modding and private servers work really well when games no longer have live service. RuneScape is updated every single week, with updates being shelled out every single week. So if they're like, hey, we're switching to like a private moddable server, more or less, do you guys plan on slowing down updates? Is that the thing? Are we now as players responsible for the cool shit that we want to see in the game because we have to mod it into a private server? I know you're talking about like it's not quite the same as modding, but like it's a plugin, you know. HDOS is just a new client that added a different quest. They got pissed about that. Did you see that?
I did. Yeah.
They were not pleased that HDOS put an old quest into RuneScape for that. They were not happy.
I don't think they were pissed is the way that I would describe it. I just think that they were caught off guard because they were not made aware. And then when they were made aware, they're like, hey, this goes against the terms of use. Let's talk about how we can work together. I don't think they were pissed.
I mean, I just hear that and I think to myself, are they going to stop servicing the game at some point? Like, is that what they're going for with that? You know?
Who knows?
Again, 'tis just me and my thoughts. I need to take the survey. I don't know if I'd play Bronze. I don't know if I would play Bronze Man. I definitely wouldn't play Generate Task. No offense, Tedious. No, I couldn't. I like the concept of Iron Main. So, which is basically just Bronze Man mode.
You're not completely locked out, but you are to a certain extent. If you want this stuff, you got to make it first, and then you have access to everything. Like, I think food and potions, it would be like prep. Anything you have to prep, that's the most annoying part about Iron Man at this point. Like, I was very happy when I got my whip, but like, if I need to upkeep whips now because I have a tentacle, then that's kind of stinky, you know? Or like runes, I have to go to Guardians of the Rift or Shopscape for them when I could just have unlimited money because I don't really spend money on anything else and then buy all my runes. There's a little bit of Iron Man that I'm not always happy with because it feels like if you let me buy it from a shop, why not just let me buy it from the Grand Exchange?
I set off the nuke in the wrong spot and killed the melee minion at Kriara. And I was like, oh, that's annoying. I got an armadillo chestplate from the melee minion.
Oh, hell yeah,
so
dude.
I'm now 2 of 3 armor. I just need the helmet and I'm done with Kriara forever. Melee
Look
minion
at
drops are
you.
not boosted either. That's disgusting.
Oh my goodness. What? Oh,
No,
damn, dude.
that's a crusty drop rate. Holy shit. What a time. What a time for leagues.
What a time. So, rebalancing is another interesting topic that they released a blog about. TLDR. Well, not TLDR. We're going to talk about it.
I was going to say, are we TLDRing?
TLDR, the first part. I know you want to get into the meat and potatoes, which is like Scythe and FANG, but they did talk about fixing agility and mining in the first part.
I don't know if that's like nothing to scoff at though. Like those are.
Oh, sorry. I thought because I was a resident skiller that you wouldn't have any sort of, interest.
Okay, wow. Okay, he's eepy and he's cranky and he's telling me to go fuck myself. He said there's nothing to talk about with the skilling updates. Shut your not maxed mouth. Enjoy life on your peasant, not 2200 total level worlds. Pipe the fuck down and talk about it when we get to Varys and Haza. That's what Michael said. Holy shit.
No, I was just trying to be trying to
time
be
conscious
to you who wants to talk about the PVM, and I don't want to spend too much time, discussing the skilling. So
wow.
I guess we could talk about the skilling then. Sure, they're gonna rework agility, make it better. I hope that this comes with like an XP rate increase for mining and agility. They said rebalancing XP and fail rates at various NPCs for thieving. Rebalancing, let's see, fall points for agility. I think that's interesting. So they're going to remove fall points that occur really close to the end of the course. They're going
to remove, it's the one in Canifis.
Yeah.
It's the one in Canifis where you fall off on the second to last fucking jump right there at the bank. That's the one they're going to remove, 100%.
Makes me mad. Let's see. Improving Brimhaven to make it more high effort. Making it more competitive as the high effort alternative to rooftops. And then rebalancing agility, course XP rates, and their requirements. Which to me says XP is getting a buff for agility.
I would say like if the Sears Village course is like 60k an hour, it's going to go to like 62k. Like I don't see it being a huge buff.
What's the point? That's not even, what is that? That's not like at least 10%. Let's go like at least 10%.
So
6k.
66k?
66k. I don't know. They're talking about with the Scythe improving it by 26%.
Are we talking about the Scythe or are we talking about agility?
No, I'm talking about their mentality. Like, what if they just said, frick it, we're going to make it a 25% increase of XP at all rooftops? That'd be kind of cool. I'd be happy with that.
Maybe.
What's 25% of 60?
25% of 60?
15, right?
Yeah.
So 15k is not that much. 75k an hour at Sears? Yes,
that's comparable to like floor 5 hollowed sepulcher.
And also, what is it? Sears is not 60k an hour though.
It's an example, dog.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
it's an example.
I think Artie is 60k an hour. 60 to 65. So maybe Artie at 75k. Floor 5 is 75k an hour?
Yeah, agility is not that fast of a skill. I think at the absolute peak of efficiency, I think floor 5 is 90k. At the absolute peak, OSRS hallowed sepulcher. Sepulchre. XP rates, where are they?
Chaos Cleric says, this may be a little bit of a maxed elitism, but I think there's nothing wrong with current XP rates, and you are, in fact, a maxed elitist.
I agree with him, though. I'm not maxed. I don't really see what the big deal is for some of these things. Maybe it's sunk cost fallacy. Maybe it's Stockholm syndrome. Maybe
both.
I'm not in the sense of like, I had to do 1 million laps of the Falador agility course because I was a stupid noob, so you have to too. Like, I don't think that's healthy. But at the same time, like, why do we have to make it? What's your like ideal? Like, is 15% the ideal,
25%, you mean?
or 25%?
It would have to be. It would have to make sense. But I think agility and mining are too low. Or they just make the XP scale at a more reasonable rate. Because XP doesn't scale based on level. You hit 90 agility for the next 9 levels, you have the same XP every lap. Versus if you hit 90, at 91 you get a little more, at 92 you get a little more, at 93 you get a little more. Like, make XP scale based on level, and that goes for every course,
So
up to a certain point.
But mathematically, then, instead of having a gradual increase in level and difficulty, you have these weird plateaus. I'm going to run out of prayer. I'm going to get smited here. Holy shit, I'm actually going to get smited. You have these weird plateaus of, like, it's slow for a little bit, but it starts to speed up, and then it gets slow again, and then it gets fast, and then it gets slow, and then it gets fast, and then it gets slow. Because the XP
works for herbivore.
The XP linearly scales is the thing, but it doesn't change that much at herbivore.
It does. 80 to 90, you notice a huge difference.
Yes,
80 to 95,
90, you notice a real difference. 80 to 81, what's the difference?
I don't know.
That's what I'm looking up.
You notice a difference when you're in the 90s and you've been doing herbivore for the last 15 to 20 hours. I don't think XP scaling based on level is a bad thing.
I don't think
it's how it should be.
And it should be that it fits the linear scale of the levels. I mean, you literally, from the absolute lowest, you go from 1860 at level 77 to 2442 at level 98. So you gain a third of the experience over, what is that? 12 million experience? You gain 600
But imagine
XP.
if it didn't, and you were doing a training method that you unlocked at 80 for the next nearly 10 million XP. And that's how it is for most things.
I think most players can imagine that pretty well.
You unlock Prif at 75 agility, and Prif is comparable to RD at 90. The Prif course is nearly the same XP per hour to a level 90 skilling method. That's where I'm saying there just needs to they need to rebalance the things based on level. Someone who did 9,900 laps of Artie, I think I know a thing or two about running laps at Artie. It's sinky. I know I could have gone to Sepulcher, but I just I
was gonna say
can't do Sepulcher on the
There's
iPad,
an alternate solution to that issue.
Yeah, but there's an alternate solution to a lot of things, and if you don't want to put in the effort, you shouldn't have to. So rebalancing things to me is a great idea. How they do it, I don't know.
If you don't want to put in the effort to get great XP, you should still get comparable XP for not doing as much.
You should not get comparable XP, but you should have XP based on the time it takes to get to that method. You have really good training at 92 agility because you're 92 effing agility. But 90 agility, you get nearly half sometimes at I know it's a lot lower at intensity.
I was like,
but you're still
I've never
90
even
agility.
done floor 5, dude. That shit's scarier than the Inferno. I just don't know if a drastic increase is entirely appropriate.
What's a drastic increase to you?
25% is a pretty drastic increase.
I mean, 25% is a high number, but when the number's low, 25% is not that much. When your current XP rate is 20k an hour for Amethyst, which is 90 mining, 25% of 20 is 5k. 5,000 extra experience at Amethyst. Yeah, it doesn't make a huge difference. I mean, 25% is not that much.
It takes to do that. Yeah, the small numbers. Oh, it's 25 versus 20k experience an hour. If it takes 200 hours to go from 92 to 99, a 25% increase is a 50-hour time save. You get like
Is it
multiple
2
99s
hours?
in 50 hours. It's an example, Michael. I don't know. They're examples. They're easy
I just
to
know
work with.
90 to 99.
Digestible numbers. They're
90
easy to
to-
work with numbers for the sake of you and I being shitty at math.
90 to 99 at Amethyst is not ideal. Well, stars are probably the best AFK thing to do for mining, and they're about 20k an hour. 20 to no, I think stars now are like 30 or 35k an hour at 90. And you can go to tier 9 stars. Anyway, it's all in the first part of the blog. They're going to be reworking agility, slayer, thieving, and miscellaneous other skilling tweaks. And this was proposed as a game jam pitch. Back, I don't know when they did game jam, but this was with, who are the mods on this? Do you remember?
Probably will say it at the top.
Arcane, Halo, Husky, and Kieran.
Yeah.
Great group of mods, by the way. Holy cow. I don't know much about Halo, but the rest of the other three those are some stacked mods right there. And then they're talking about run energy changes. I'm very interested to know what that is going to entail. Of like, are we getting rid of run energy? Because please.
No.
I've been really spoiled with this league. It's the longest I played a league. And it has been really nice to not have to worry about the dumbest mechanic in all of RuneScape, run energy. Like, just being able to run everywhere. Why would you make me walk? Take that away. Let me run everywhere. And then let me walk if I need to.
Have you ever heard of a necklace of faith?
I've never heard of that necklace.
Or a ring of pursuit. I don't know what they
once.
do. But apparently they're also getting reworked.
Where
Streamlining
does that say?
the creation of Gothic's rest. In the skilling stuff, you just said, ain't that worth it? Let's hurry it up.
What is a necklace of faith? Hold on.
I have no idea.
Oh, it's a topaz necklace. When worn, necklace of faith will restore the wearer's prayer points by 10% if their hit points drop below 20%. Once the effect takes place, the necklace will degrade to dust. However, if the player is reduced to 0 from above 20%, the necklace will have no effect and the player will die. Huh?
So it's a worse Phoenix necklace.
You just get prayer instead of hit points. What was the other one? Ring of
Pursuit. Sounds like a hunter thing. Sounds like another piece of silver jewelry.
The Ring of Pursuit. When equipped, there's a 25% chance to reveal the entire track of hunter creatures, excluding herbivores, caught via the noose wand. The ring will provide 10% charges before it disappears. If the ring does not activate, you may try relogging or world switching to reset the tracks and try again. The track may speed up a hunting significantly.
So
why
that's
does
actually
that not work for herbivore?
That's actually pretty good if hunter didn't suck balls to train outside of herbivore and birdhouses. Like that's a pretty good. That's like a significant value to that item.
Yeah.
If it just like shows where the track is. Like imagine if you knew where the end of every herbivore path was as soon as you unlocked it. That speeds up. That's like a doubling of XP right there.
Yeah.
25% boost. You know?
Like you have to run the whole thing. Hey now. That was a personal call out.
It's a dupe chest plate, Sag.
Yeah, I think if they were to rebalance this, give it less charges and then make it work with herbivore. That's what I would do.
Make hunter interesting, maybe. Make hunter viable so that we can use this ring and not have to change herbivore, because people are still going to only do herbivore. Like, could you imagine if this ring didn't suck balls, or they kept this ring the same, but they made it so that trapping like noose wands and kebits and shit didn't actually suck?
Ahead of Varlamore too. That would be kind of nice, because maybe there's like a noose wand method in Varlamore that they're trying to.
That would 100% be
viable.
A super cool like new upgrade and integration for hunter, and then like I don't know, you just see value in shit again, which is cool, you know?
Yeah. Streamlining the creation of Gothic's Rest. Huh.
I don't think I've made a Guff Express. I had to make them on the Iron, man. I lied. I have to make them on the Iron.
It's an Harlander, Terramin, and
2 Guams.
Guam. 2 Guams.
2 Guams.
That's a lot of herbs.
Yeah.
It's
a complicated tea. Good for Zelra. Good for bloat.
The one thing I didn't mean to skip over so quickly was Volcano. So
the entire batch of mining changes? I thought you'd be all over this shit. This is your bread and butter, Michael.
Okay, let's get into it. They're doing stuff with Mother of the Mine, making Volcanic Mine more approachable. It's very vague.
Which could be fucking huge, by the way. We were talking with Sparry and Bird about this, and Birdfax was saying that, like, yeah, I don't really feel like talking about the rebalance until we have more concrete information. And I said, fuck that. Michael and I are going to wildly speculate what these things are going to mean, because that's fun for us. And could this mean, like, Volcanic Mine is not shitty to do without a team? Like, could Volcanic Mine scale like Nightmare or Chambers or something in a way that, like, not that it needs to scale, probably more accurately scale to like Temporos, you know, where
make it massable and not
make it massable.
5 people.
That's what I mean. Make it massable. Make it potentially soloable.
Soloable would be cool.
Like I know it's like kind of soloable right now with like the Wook's 50k an hour door tack or whatever you can do at Volcanic Mine, but I mean, like, actually like solo Volcanic Mine. That could be cool to see. Volcanic Mine private instances, you know, so you can't get like crashed by random shitters. Yeah, you know, like CC private instances for VM.
I would pay lots of money with Numalite to have a private instance.
Which I think is like they have the currency already built into the region. So like 1,000 Numulite for private instances, or what is it for driftnet fishing? Is it like 100k Numulite or something like that?
I would even do that. Like
it's like 100k for like permanent private instance access.
Private instance. Yeah, you could do like 3k per instance or 100k forever. I don't know. You can pay 3k now and have unlimited access to Volcanic Mine. It's pretty low, actually.
What are you talking about?
You can pay the guy.
Oh, right, the permanent access. Yeah.
What's his name? Something.
Who cares?
It's a fun name. So making it more approachable, there's definitely a lot of ways they could do that. They could, like you said, make it private instance. I think making it massable would be the most approachable thing you can do, because if somebody's never done Volcanic Mine and you don't have people online and you just roll up to the Volcanic Mine world and you just hop in like you can with Wintertodd and Temporos, you can learn on the fly.
Yeah.
And it would be very easy. Yeah. And I wish they would do this with Guardians of the Rift, but I wish they would make the games instanced, but then also like start every minute. And if nobody's in there, nobody's in there. But like the way that they did Temporos, chef's kiss. Like having it be one game per world is really a bad system when you're locked out going in mid game.
It's not fun. And like I get it for Guardians of the Rift because it's like live service, as it were. Because like all of those altars are the public altars on that world. If you go to the Guardians of the Rift world and just like sit at the nature altar, you'll see like every couple of minutes, hundreds of people will rush in, bind essence, and then all fuck off and leave, like teleport away. And I think that aspect is cool because it makes the game feel a little bit more alive. But the trade-off is no one's doing double natures anymore. Like double natures aren't a good money maker anymore. They make you some money, but it's not like back in the day where like people had clans dedicated to double natures and double deaths and shit like that. So, you know, it's not like people are just doing their own thing and then suddenly they're teleported to a bunch of people and then it's like, whoa, crazy. And then everybody leaves because nobody's there. But I feel like the server load of trying to make all of those altars private instance multiple times could be difficult, you know?
I wonder how they do it with Temporos viably.
I think Temporos is just smaller. You know,
like you don't to like what 30 30,
No,
40
you
people.
can get, well, I don't know how many people you can get per game at Temporos, but like just like what you have to load is a lot smaller at Temp. I feel like because you don't have to potentially have like a dozen essence altars open at the same time. You know, there's no like weird portal mechanics at Temporos. It's just sort of like sometimes the screen turns blue. You know. That said, I think the option for private games would be nice, but I think you still run into the same problem of like server load issues. So I don't know if that's even possible. Because I feel like a lot of people prefer small team Guardians of the Rift. I've never done small team. I don't know. I did.
Small team's interesting. You have to do a lot more, and I don't think the trade-off is all that much. Whereas like there are things where a smaller team is better than the mass worlds, but I don't think Guardians, in my experience, there's not like a noticeable difference.
Yeah.
They talk about Blast Mine being more viable.
They just add like different adjectives. Motherlode Mine is better positioned. Blast Mine is viable. Volcanic Mine is approachable. Like,
yeah.
I get you're trying to be vague, but like, dog. Dog.
Yeah, they want to improve Motherlode Mine's positioning as a low intensity method with some ore output. I would agree that Motherlode Mine is probably the most, besides Amethyst, the most low intensity mining method you've got. But I still think it doesn't warrant the low XP rates that you are subject to. 85 is when it really takes off and you get like what, 50k at like maximum efficiency. If you're really paying attention, 55k, not very high.
Yeah, IMO, being at Motherlode Mine is kind of like being a POW. You don't really want to ask any questions, and like you don't want to be there, obviously, but you're still alive. So you're gaining some experience. So if you don't find something good, you're just going to go crazy. MLM is the worst. MLM is
I love MLM,
hard mode Motherlode Mine. Yeah, they have hard mode Motherlode Mine. It's called the top floor of Motherlode Mine.
It's called Volcanic Mine.
Hard mode MLM. It used to be the bottom floor because like the veins were like the competitive veins, and people would just like get in your shit. And then the top floor was always hard because like people thought it was competitive, and they would screw up the vein order because people. That's why it's hard mode, because no one knows how the top floor of Motherlode Mine works. Stupid.
I love Motherlode Mine though. Anything they can do to improve it, I will be happy.
Delete it.
Don't take it out. No,
actually,
don't delete it.
Don't delete it. You want to know why? Because I hate mining so much. It's my least favorite skill in the game by far. With thieving being close behind, I think mining takes the cake as my least favorite. But I think without Motherlode Mine, I would have like 40 mining. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Like I don't know
not 90.
How you even train that skill without MLM.
You power mine iron, or you go to volcanic mine, or granite. I guess you can tick manipulated granite, which I would like to learn. And they talk about adding more granite spots so people can try it. You know, it's not as competitive to learn that. Or if people just want to bank sandstone, they can do that. The one I want to talk about though is rebalancing Volcano. Adjusting Volcano's drop system to give players more flexibility to choose between higher GP per hour or higher XP per hour without impacting uniques. So if you were looking for a unique at Volcano and you didn't really care about the supplies it gave, but you still wanted to get a decent mining XP, you could choose. How you choose, I don't know. Maybe they have like XP reward points versus like maybe you choose an XP tome versus like a supply crate and you get Volcano points, but you could still get like a roll on the unique table if you complete it and you have MVP. That's a massive speculation on how they would do that, but I would be very interested because Volcano is fun and it's only like 10, 12k XP mining per hour. 10k mining XP per hour for being like a mining mini game. You mine, you smith, and you runecraft all in that mini game. But like the idea is that you're killing a boss by mining her to death. Why is it not higher mining XP?
You did not get much experience in that mini game. I mean, what I think would be cool for that is like that. You know that elf that's outside Zelcano? I don't remember the elf's name, but like outside Zelcano, there's that elf that just like sits in the lobby.
Mm-hmm.
Like talk to the elf and be like, "Hey, I want to have more experience. Like I would like more experience, or I would like more rewards." So the game can code like what you get. So like if you pick the experience version, like that I think that's how they do it without adjusting drop rates, right? Because if a Zelcano shard is still 1 in 500 or whatever it is, again, I'm making shit up, people. I don't actually know what the drop rate is offhand. Mid-leagues Kriara kill, I don't have that information in front of me. But like if the drop rate is 1 in 500, it stays 1 in 500 regardless of which option you pick. So like the pet, the onyx, the shard, the tool seed, it's all the same. But it determines whether you get like runite bolts and onyx bolt tips, or pure essence and law runes, or silver ore, or something like that. Like really negligible supplies, but XP. Where's a good spot to put XP for Zelcano? That's the question.
If it's that, I mean, it's high intensity.
It's a lot of clicking. I don't know.
It's a lot of clicking.
When I think high intensity, I think Hollowed Sepulcher.
It's a lot of like dodging the stuff on the floor. You're liable to die if you stand in the wrong spot, if you run through, if you don't move away from Zelcano before she wakes up, if you don't move away from the rock before it explodes, if you don't have the plugins. Can't really do it on mobile efficiently.
You can.
I would probably say take your best volcanic mine XP per hour at 85 with a crystal pick, and then take like 20k off of that, 15k off of that. What is it, like 90k at volcanic mine?
I would have put it like 40k.
Between 60 and 100, somewhere between 60 and 100, 50 to 75. Sorry, 50 to 75.
Damn. I was like, huh?
I'm getting greedy.
100k for
50
Zelcano.
No, not for Zelcano. You're right. Okay.
The Chaos Cleric brings up a good point. You can die, and it is locked behind a Grandmaster quest.
Oh,
that just seems
that's true.
Nutty though.
But based on your level,
yeah.
What level do you have to be to go Zelcano?
70. Okay,
so 70. It's a tier 70 mining method. Ultimately, I think they just need to rebalance. And this is on the survey, so I definitely said I'm interested in this. Rebalancing mining and smithing. The way they did it in RS3, if you didn't already click away from the podcast because I said RS3, welcome back. Rebalancing it the way they did it in RS3, but make it fit old school. Because I don't know if we need like tier 4 rune armor to be. I have no idea the tier system or like the augment system or how they made rune armor not, lose its value. But like, I think we need a mining and smithing rework ultimately, because it's really silly that like the ore that you use to make a very early game armor is 99 smithing and 85 mining. Yes, it was cool with RS1. Like, it was cool because that was the best in slot. Makes sense.
Because nothing dropped it. That's the thing. Like, we take it for granted because, like, oh, yeah, it's rune plate legs. Who cares? Like, I just got, like, 7 of them from Hydra. Like, nothing dropped them in 2002. Like, there were nothing. I think the strongest NPC for a long time was, like, a Black Knight for a little while. Like, shit didn't drop rune or rune items.
You had to mine it and smith it yourself. You can buy it from a shop. Anyway, yeah, I think they just need to rework it. And yeah, 50 to 75k. I feel comfortable with that. I feel like that's, given the parameters of Zelcano, if they said you're gonna miss out on your high GP per hour output, but you could get pretty good XP per hour, doing that as a viable method while still potentially getting uniques and a pet, I'd be happy with it. If it could match maybe what Volcanic Mine puts out. Because I would say that they're like Volcanic Mine is intense in some spots, but there's times where you're just looking at your screen hoping that your platform doesn't go away for like a good 30 seconds to a minute. That's not intense. It's intense when your valves.
The escape is always
The
intense
escape,
at Volcanic
heart
Mine.
pumping, dude. Heart is pumping.
I don't care how many times we do that over and over again. The escape will always be hype.
Dun, 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 running out of there. That's all I have to say. I like what they're doing with mining. So on the survey, they're gonna ask you your 5 favorite skills. I put mining as one of my top 5. Because it was hard to choose.
That's like an existential question right there. My top
it's hard
5
to choose
favorite skills.
because they didn't rope in combats as one. They had attack, strength, defense, HP, prayer, ranged, magic. Like, what are you just gonna pick attack, strength, and defense as 3, and then throw in 2 random like Slayer? Okay, Slayer's your 4th. What's your 5th favorite skill? Herblore because you get potions? No. I said it was Slayer, mining, construction, cooking. I think I said crafting or rune crafting. I said rune crafting. Slayer, mining, all the slow ones. Slayer, mining, rune crafting, cooking, and whatever the 5th one was. Those are my 5. And subsequently, I said the 5 that need work are mining, smithing, fletching, crafting, and cooking. So all of my favorite skills are the ones that also need work. Talk about Stockholm Syndrome.
I think fletching's in a pretty decent spot, actually.
Fletching just seems useless because the Grand Exchange exists and because monsters drop arrows at such a high rate. Like, if you do Slayer for any amount of time, you don't need to fletch any of your arrows. Or you just do Soul Wars, because like that drops arrows in mass. I don't need to fletch. I don't need to go and actually smith unfinished bolts because I can get them from Soul Wars. Or I don't need to make rune arrows because I get them in mass just doing Slayer. So I feel like it needs some sort of rebalance of maybe.
But that shows the ugly. Like, what's the real problem there?
The real problem is that stuff shouldn't come from monsters.
He's like, the problem is that too much shit is coming from PVM, which at this point may almost be irreversible because I don't have a good solution. Like the Chaos Rune problem, I don't know how to solve the Chaos Rune problem. I have no fucking clue how you would solve the Chaos Rune issue. Which the Chaos Rune issue, in short, is just like there are too many Chaos Runes in the game, so that's why Onyxes are as cheap as they are.
They need to put them on the tax. They need to start buying Chaos Runes in mass and deleting them to get that price back up.
Yeah, that could help. But it's just so much stuff drops them in like hundreds at a time.
A lot of stuff uses Chaos Runes though. Like,
well, a lot of stuff uses Chaos Runes in the last couple of years because the Chaos Rune problem got really bad for a while. Remember when Zenites were like 6 mil? Because Zenites were like obviously it's not directly related to Onyxes, but like, it was really bad there for a while. I know you guys remember the drop. It was around the time when the Twisted Bellington, I think, was at 700 mil, the dark days. But
it's so bad. How did the Twisted Bow drop below a bill? That's insane.
Because they released 2 updates in 12 months. People stopped playing the game.
Oh, it's true. Anyway, any last thoughts on skilling, mining, agility, Slayer, all that kind of stuff?
The big thing about agility that they should do. Oh my god, it's Soggy Waffles. He's in the recording booth chat with me. The big thing they should do for skilling, for like thieving and agility, they need to add more stuff. Like with agility specifically, they need to add more shortcuts. I heard it's a while ago Sebe was talking about it, and he's like, "What if there's just like permanent unlocks for agility shortcuts?"
What does that mean?
Like, what if at Darkmire, when you teleport to Darkmire and you have to go to the Day-Alt Essence Mine, you have to run all the way around to get there? What if you could use an agility shortcut with like construction or money or vials of blood or something? Just like make a rope that was there with like 80 agility. And it just stays there forever. You know,
Be interesting.
like what if, like obviously, yeah, some shortcuts like the Hydra shortcut for example, I don't care if that's permanent. I only use it on occasion. You know, like but like stuff where you could utilize agility with other skills, to build more shortcuts places, and then thieving. I don't like the thieving gameplay loop. The gameplay loop of thieving is bad. It's click and get stunned and not be able to do anything, and it's annoying and it's stupid. I don't
Yeah,
like
but
it.
like I have a they have a lot of ways to train thieving. You have blackjacking, pyramid plunder, you have clicking NPCs. Like there's a lot of different ways to do the skill.
See,
What are you going to add? Another mini game?
See, for me, I think what annoys me about thieving is you know the gif of the guy going like like sweating and the screen is shaking, right? I don't want literally every part of thieving to feel that way. Blackjacking is like the fastest thieving method in the game. It is super click intensive. Arty Knights, you're constantly clicking. Fish stalls, you're constantly clicking if you're going for the pet. What else? Vires, elves, everything is like super quick. And before you even say stealing artifacts, Tallymorn, that system sucks. Did you steal an artifact yet for the task or whatever?
Yeah, I did.
In League?
It's not fun.
It's terrible.
You have to set up the world, which when you set it up, it becomes better. Like you have to like position the guards.
You have to break the guards by like teleporting underneath them.
Yeah.
Like that is not fun. That is not a fun gameplay loop. That's not something I want to do for 100 hours to get a 99. You know, I'm not interested in that. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Do like farming. Do a passive heist thing where once a week, once every couple of days, you send out a heist team and they come back with 100K and I don't know, like 80K thieving XP. I don't know. Like, what's the equivalent of like a mahogany tree that we could do for thieving? You know, where you get like a good 65, 70K every couple of days for like minimal effort, you know?
Boston Sport in the recording booth said, thieving task system. Imagine mahogany homes, but thieving. One NPC has a piece of jewelry stolen, but you have to get it back to. You have to steal it to get it back. Now,
see, the shitty part is that's
artifacts.
That's literally just artifacts.
But like, make it less shitty. Make it to where you don't get caught. Maybe you have to like go in an obscure place, and there's a maybe a chance you get caught, but then maybe you just have to like get out. Artifacts is not fun. I would agree with you.
Make it be able to teleport with it. So like I would rather have to like pick lock traps and avoid spottable NPCs on my way there than have to do it on the way back, right?
Yeah.
Or like get like a bonus for doing it without teleporting or something like that. Cuz that's the worst part of artifacts for me. Is like it feels shitty to have to run. You know, like, yes, there's a little bit of fun of like, ooh, we escaped the guards. Ooh, we're going to make it. Ooh, it's good. But like, I
it's
don't
really
want to
good
do that.
XP though. Like as a training method that's balanced, it is really, it's like in leagues, I think it's like close to 50K per artifact thieving XP. I'm like, what? I'm at 66 thieving, very low. That's really good. That's like almost nearly an entire level with one artifact if you make it back. But again, it doesn't feel good when you fail 10 million times.
Yeah,
I know it's also leagues. How about they do Trickster Light, and instead of spam clicking the night, you just kind of repeat it for like 3 ticks, 6 ticks, 8 ticks, and then you stop.
People don't know how to count ticks, so people are just gonna spam click anyway.
No. There would be a
click anyway.
There would be a rune light plugin that has like a little, you know, like the little timer, that the thing that turns yellow and then it's green, yellow and then green. Like it's a little timer that's on the night, and then you know how in Giant's Foundry if you spam click, it's like, ooh, your eagerness to do this ruined your sword. What if like you start spam clicking the knight and it's like it resets the timer every time you click. So then it forces you to click once every 6 ticks. That would be hilarious.
But that feels so much worse. Because like imagine doing that on your phone. Every 3 seconds or whatever that is, every 3.6 seconds, you have to rhythmically look at whatever you're doing so you don't miss. I don't need to, like, on my phone, I can just.
I love thieving.
I can tap. So I really don't
no
like
quarrels. It's hard for me to have a quarrel with it because I think that thieving, when you get past the hump, it's fine. When you get past the hump of every single tick you're failing.
Of getting like to 95?
No. 80 to 85 is when RD Knights become way less dog shit. Like with what is that? The necklace
diary or whatever.
The diary, the necklace, and that shadow spell. Like you're cheering,
bro.
Dude.
You're casting the shadow spell.
You could. Do you want to?
Skillers out here. Sheesh.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think the frustrating part. It's just the frustrating part of failing. You know, like. We fail skilling actions all the time. Like as a player, you constantly fail skilling checks. Like you know when you're cutting a redwood log, you don't get a log for 2 minutes, is because every 5 ticks you fail a skilling action. That is what that is. You're failing the skill check. But it doesn't feel bad because you're not punished for it. It just takes longer, you know? Like I would even prefer like if they took the stun mechanic away in thieving, it would drastically alter the skill, and it would basically just make it a gathering skill. And I don't think it's a good change. But at the same time, that would make thieving so much better. If I could auto pickpocket, but only succeed once every so often, dog, we're chilling. Because I hate the stun mechanic. The stun mechanic is what made me not want to do it. It's what made me like... I've told the story before. I wanted to like snap my phone in half while I was trying to train for Dragon Slayer 2. Because I was constantly failing. Constantly. It took me so long to get the like 69 thieving or something, or 67 thieving for Dragon Slayer 2, whatever the requirement is. Oh, it was so miserable at RD Knights. And I wish there was like, I hate to say thieving, Todd, because that's also shitty, but like a more dynamic way to train that is fun. Like Guardians of the Rift. Well, yeah, you do bring up a good point. It does already exist with Pyramid Plunder. You're correct. But Pyramid Plunder also feels bad because of those goddamn snakes.
What snakes?
The snakes in the jars.
What snakes? You don't get stunned.
You don't get
the jars. The only thing with Pyramid Plunder is the fact that you can fail a jar. I think that's the most annoying part.
Yeah.
You go and you try your best, and you're like clicking the same jar, and you're watching that timer just go
down. Constantly the snake pops out. You get bit by the snake. You get bit by the snake. You get bit by the snake. At some point, I'm about to break out my like master sword and just break all the fucking pots in there for rupees or something because I can't take it anymore. I can't take it. It drives me insane. I'm not a thieving fan, and I don't like that. People are saying Serp Helm. Serp Helm doesn't prevent you from failing the thing. It just prevents you from getting poisoned.
We spent way too long on thieving
because it needs to be reworked because I don't like it, and because I don't like it, it should change.
Jagex,
my opinion matters the most.
Jagex heard it here first.
Exactly. You're goddamn right you did.
Oxy hates thieving, so get it
out.
Could be
worse. It could be mining, but you're addressing mining, and honestly, to your credit, you're addressing thieving too. So like good on you. But like,
look up Oxy M. Okay, Oxy, you're 81 thieving.
What?
You're not. Wait, are you 81? Oh, that's leagues, Oxy.
I was like,
he's 95 and he's complaining.
I was like, are you disrespecting?
Oh my goodness.
Huh? Out here saying, I thought you were looking at my Iron Man account. I'm like, there's no way you're disrespecting me on my own show by looking at my group Iron Man and judging my performance based on that.
No, you're 95 thieving. I don't know why you're complaining that you hate thieving. You've literally made it. You've made it to where now you're about 10 hours away of just phone clicking.
Okay, cool.
Maybe less.
I'll tell you what. I feel
never having to do it again.
I feel like one of those people where like, yeah, it's easy now, but I would have preferred to not have it be hard on my way there. Like I would have preferred, knowing I have a little bit longer to go to get 99 thieving now, than have to like genuinely feel shitty about training a skill for months that I just don't enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like when you grow up poor and then suddenly you have like a lot of money when you're in your like 50s. You look back and you're like, yeah, but like I kind of wish I had less money now and more money then, because it would have been nicer then, type deal.
Sure.
You know? Like
sure. But it taught you something, right? You learned.
It taught me to hate thieving is what it taught me.
Okay. Okay.
Taught me to hate thieving.
Calm down.
No, I shan't calm down. Damn it.
All right.
Thieving stinky.
I have an elite achievement diary lamp. Should it go on smithing? That's the question. Or should I put it on hunter so I can get to 80 faster? I'm only 73 hunter. It's going on hunter.
Yeah.
79? Hell yeah, dude.
I thought you were going to say hell no. I'm like, bitch, that's like one birdhouse run.
Bro, that's so quick. I'm almost there. Ooh, Rada's Blessing 4. Unlimited Mount Karum. Duradel who? Anyway.
No, she still gives location lock tasks. It's not fun.
Oh, I need to get the Karamja gloves, and then I'll be like, Konar who? Elite combat, elite Karamja gloves. Because right now I'm still going to my house in Brimhaven, taking the cart to Shiloh Village.
Do you not have the gem mine gloves?
Nope, I have Karamja gloves
clap,
1.
Clap, ring. No.
Nope. Karamja gloves 1.
Come on.
Let's see what I need for the medium diary. Catch a Karamban. That's what it was. I'm not doing the Shiloh Village quest. Tribo trio. That's what it was. I don't need Karambans, Oxie. I don't need Karambans.
Michael, you just have to start that quest.
No, I don't think you just have to start it. I don't think that's how that works. He's looking at me like we haven't had this conversation. He doesn't know. He's acting like he doesn't know that I hate quests and leagues.
But like,
it's like your memory just gets wiped every time. And then I say, I don't want to do a quest. You're like, what did you say? Like you don't remember the last 5 times I told you I hate quests and leagues. It doesn't make sense. Can you just write it down on a post-it note? Michael hates quests. I know you don't like it.
I know you don't like it, but like, how are you training fishing?
I just caught nearly 1,200 fly fish. So like trouts and salmons. For the entire hour and a half we've been doing this, I went from, I would think it was like 75 to 82.
Max.
Brother. It's like 600k an hour. What do you want from me?
You're gonna do
what's the XP rate for Karambans? If I don't have the desert, what is my best XP rate per hour? Talk to me.
I don't know. Let's look it up and multiply by 16. OSRS Karamban fishing. How much XP do you get per hour?
Because you have to spend the time getting the Karambanji. I remind you.
Okay, cool. Not that long. They're stackable.
Yeah, it still takes forever. It takes
not
5
that long. XP per hour. Can someone? What's the XP per hour at Karamban? So I can multiply it.
You can buy Karambanji today. I learned.
You can buy.
I guess is that only viable?
Not
you can buy Karambanji. You can buy Karambanji.
Where?
From Tadachi, apparently. After the quest. After the quest. There you go. What it is. Don't want to do the quest. I'll stick to my anglerfish for way less XP per hour.
Experience gained catching raw Karambans. It looks like per hour it's about 30k. That doesn't seem right.
It does, because catching Karambans is not that good. Fly fishing in the main game is like 50k an hour. So in leagues, 620k an hour. I've gained 1 million fishing XP in the time that we're recording.
I'm just
an hour and a half.
Do your
I gained
goddamn
1
quests.
million.
Do your goddamn quests, please.
Don't talk to me.
Do your quests.
What are we talking about? I forgot.
We're talking about thieving.
Thieving. Oh yeah.
And that sucks. I think it's time to move on from the skilling bits to go to the PVM bits, probably.
TLDR, Fang bad, Scythe good. See you guys after the break.
Wow. I'm just going to completely ignore Michael. He's going to be eepy and annoyed. Fang, not bad. So the biggest thing, the first thing I talked about, not the biggest thing, the first thing I talked about is minorly adjusting enemy defenses, which is more or less going to be like there are going to be type-specific weapons to bring places now, which will be good. You know? So, like, what were we talking about the other day that, like... Oh, so the last time we recorded with Guthix Rest, where we were talking about how, like, the crush defense of the bosses in the wilderness is, like, it feels really different, but it's only different by, like, 20. Like, it's not that different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we'll see those kinds of adjustments where different routes of, like, whip on slash versus, you know, other weapon, like a rapier on stab versus a cudgel on crush, have different outputs, which will be cool. They also talked about elemental weaknesses. Did you see that shit?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that could be super cool.
Fire giants being weak to like water spells.
Yeah, water and ice
giants
and things like
being,
that.
You know, what would a moss giant be? Where they'd be weak to fire because
Fire.
Grass type.
Unless they do like Pokemon, where
we're
it's
breaking
like,
out the Pokemon.
Yeah, if it's like moss giants are earth, right? Earth is ground and ground is weak to water. If we're going Pokemon logic, but
interesting.
Moss giants are also grass. So who knows? But, you know, like the elemental weaknesses, that seems cool. That seems like, you know, the more enemy type thing that RuneScape kind of needs to avoid power creep, at least a little bit. Like, again, power creep is inevitable. It's an MMO. It's going to happen. You know, we were eventually going to get a Missouri armor. We were eventually going to get Torva armor. We were eventually going to get Ancestral. We're going to get something better someday. Someday we're going to get tier 90 armor. We're going to get tier 95 armor. Someday it's going to happen.
Break down your blood Torva or your tier 95 defense something.
You laugh, but like in 5 or 6 years, you know? Like how long did Bandos and Armadillo reign supreme? 2030. Armadillo was the best in slot range armor for a decade, nearly a decade in Old School RuneScape.
Wow.
Same thing with Bandos, because next was 22, right?
20.
Next was 22.
22. We gotta let Torva and Missouri cook a little bit.
No.
In 10 years.
No. I'm not saying soon. I'm saying because of the nature of an MMO, it's gonna happen. Look at RS3. Abyssal Whips are at Alk price because over time, evolution of combat notwithstanding, eventually, and we're already kind of seeing it, right? The whip is no longer your go-to weapon. We're kind of seeing it at Old School with the Osmumten's Fang. But expanding the enemy types slows that process down a lot, you know? Like, because then we can create best in slot weapons and armor and all that kind of stuff for the different type specifics, you know? And elemental creatures or creatures with elemental weaknesses, rather, are a great avenue to do that.
Yeah. We have a tier 95 Fire Surge spell that could see a lot of use outside of PvP.
Yeah.
If you had suddenly things were like Kraken is wet, so like why can't fire be the best against it or something? I don't know. Fire and water.
This boy doesn't know how inherently fire would be the worst against Kraken. No?
Oh, that's true.
Because like water puts fire out, right? Come on now.
Puts fire out, but fire can evaporate. Have you ever seen Elemental, the movie? Fire evaporates water. At
like ridiculous temperatures, fire evaporates water.
No. If you're a water elemental and you just touch a fire elemental in the movie, you just start to boil.
Yeah,
They
you
avoid
start,
each other like the plague.
you start to boil. You don't immediately evaporate. If you throw boiling water onto a fire, it's still going to put the fire out. Like, the fire doesn't win when the water's hot. You know?
It should though.
I know, but like, it's got a lot of cool potential. The elemental one, I was pretty excited about the elemental weaknesses. That seems super cool. Because I don't know, it could do a lot. Like, I'm picturing all the possibilities. Harmonized Nightmare Staff with Tome of Fire finally being good. Because now we're going to be in the eternal battle for the rest of Old School's career. Unless, and I don't even put it past them to do this, unless they nerf the Shadow outside of TOA, we are going to be stuck in Magic forever.
They should nerf it outside of TOA. Like the fact that all of the best in slot weapons are best in slot in their respective raids, and the Shadow is not.
What are you talking about?
How? Like,
what are you talking
Tebow
about?
is uncapped damage. SCYTHE is best because everything's weak to slash.
Do you not know how the Shadow works in TOA?
I don't. I don't have a Shadow.
Outside of Tunes of a Masket, Shadow has 3 times magic accuracy and magic damage. Inside TOA, it has 4 times.
1 extra time.
Your max hits like a fucking 90 in TOA, Michael.
Because of that Shadow. 1 extra. But like, isn't it? Okay, if we're going with that logic, then what's your max hit outside of TOA? Like in a 75? An 80?
That's still pretty goddamn high. Like, right. I know you don't use a Shadow at Motherload Mine, but like, that's a lot, dog. Like, that's a huge difference in damage. Going from 3 times to 4 times? That's a lot.
No, it's
you
not.
know?
It's 1 time.
Okay, Mike.
3 times to 6 times. That's a lot because that's double. That's
Michael.
Big numbers go
No, Michael. Okay. Homeschool math. Just ride with me here for a second. You have 100 magic accuracy and 100 magic damage, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
How do we know that damage is calculated in RuneScape? What's the rule? The rule of 4, right?
Yeah.
As an example, you know? So let's say with 100% magic damage, you can hit a 30 or a 25, who knows? And then when that's tripled, you can hit a 70, right? And then when it's quadrupled, what can you hit? What can you hit by that logic?
An extra
you can hit
30.
And hey, there it is. That's a shitload of damage. That's and then the accuracy.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage. You're constantly hitting with the accuracy. I think within TOA.
Nerf it outside of TOA. I don't care.
Within TOA, Shadow's fine. I think SCYTHE needs a buff inside Theater of Blood. Shadow needs a nerf outside TOA. Because if we do not nerf the Shadow, we are going to be stuck with the Shadow forever. And I'm not saying this as like, oh, Copium, you don't have a Shadow. Okay, no. Like, long-term health of the game. The Shadow is going to pose a detriment. I give it 3 years. I bet from this point on, from the end of 2023, Oxie from the Xpwaste podcast has made it known. Within 3 years, Jagex is going to address the Shadow of Temekin and the potential harm it will cause and will continue to cause and likely has caused for magic progression. Because we've already seen it happen. What other weapon did we love so dearly that hindered progression that we had to see nerfed?
Blowpipe.
The toxic blowpipe. Who remembers the old blowpipe?
Raise your hand.
I do. The fucking A10 Warthog of the range world.
Adamant darts, best in slot. That was busted, dude.
Adamant darts were viable within the Inferno for such a long time with that. It was gross. It was insane. But like, it was bad for the game, so they nerfed it. And I said it back then. It sucks, but it's a good nerf, right? Shadow is gonna have to be nerfed. But when we expand elemental types, I understand that because it's magic, we run into the Shadow problem. But if we make it so that like non-elemental damage or powered staff damage does like a quarter of what the hit actually is, like make it so low that even Shadow's like multipliers don't matter, right? So like if you're using Fire Wave, your max hits a 47. If you're using a Sang Staff, your max hits an 8. If you're using a Shadow, your max hits a 16. Like make it bad.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to get around it. I think we had this discussion with DT too, you know, which they nailed Leviathan, by the way. I don't know if we ever talked about that in hindsight, but like
Leviathan as a boss?
Yeah, remember
T-Bow's not good?
Yeah, T-Bow's not good on the regular version, and Shadow, it's like immune to magic damage, I think.
Hell
like
yeah.
You can't kill it with a Shadow. So like they
use howdy.
It's like both a ZCB are like the metas for normal Leviathan. Which like good. We need more of that in the game.
Absolutely.
Oh my god. And then the big ones. There's a lot of other combat item adjustments that they do talk about. They talk about the Elder Maul. They talk about the Inquisitor. They talk about the Occult Necklace getting a nerf. Why is the Occult Necklace getting nerfed?
Because it's really cheap.
Yep, because of how cheap it is. It doesn't matter that it's a 93 Slayer requirement. There are too many in the game now to make it viable. To be cheap. Yeah, cheap and accessible is sometimes bad for the game. That's why they also nerfed Black Dragonhide back in the day. Yeah, Occult Necklace, they can put the damage percentage somewhere else. We were talking about it in Gen Chat a couple weeks ago. It would be pretty cool if they nerfed the Occult and added that percentage to Ancestral. To make a bigger gap between Ancestral and Virtus, and to make Ancestral like feel more necessary. Like, the Occult Necklace is more powerful than the entire set of Ancestral.
Damn. They just need to remove it from the baby Smoke Devils and just make it rarer from Thermi.
But there's so many of them in the game, it's too late.
Because what that does to the tax list.
So what that, I think it might already be on the tax list. What that does is the climbing boot problem. Do you remember the climbing boot debacle?
Yeah. People hoarded them. Then they just changed it. They changed the base amount that you can buy them for. Or something. I don't remember, but it was like super, super cheap.
Yeah, they went from climbing boots went from like 10 GP to like 1,000 GP.
Yeah,
it would be like if Pure Essence went to 50 GP. Like think about what that would do to the economy if Pure Essence had that kind of a price increase, right?
Yeah,
because like people have millions of it stacked up. So when you already have, like, I think I have 4 occults in my bank right now that I'm just sitting on from doing Thermi tasks. Like, I don't know. They're not in my loot tab, so I don't remember to sell them often. If I had 4 of those and they went from 500K to like 27 mil, holy shit, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know? So it's too late to like make it more rare. So they just have to nerf it. Which sucks. It's not fun. Nerfs aren't fun. They're necessary, but they're not fun. Speaking of nerfs, they got a lot of changes queued up. Michael's fading fast, as it were, so it's time we get to the big ones.
Huh?
Yeah, Michael's gonna doze off for this one. Take a nap, baby girl. I got this.
I'm gonna get some water.
You get some water, I'll come back. They're probably going to nerf the FANG.
By nerf it, honestly, they're just taking the slash option away. Is that like really? Like, it's still going to be a jack of most trades. You can still hit pretty well, like with stab. Just because something is weak to slash doesn't mean you can't hit it with stab. You can still take the stabby boy places. It's just going to be less effective and make Scythe a better choice.
This is
I'll give you the skill. Okay, skillers, here we go. TLDR from the skiller. You can check out the rest of this, okay? FANG, too good. Make FANG worse. Scythe, not good enough. Make Scythe better. I got you, baby girl. Go get some water.
Okay, well, while Michael goes and gets some water, for the other 94% of our listener base who actually engages in PVM, what does this mean for you guys, right? So, welcome to the School of Oxie's education. That's the official name of it. I, funny enough, didn't get to choose it, but that's what it's called. So, nerfing the FANG, the thing you're talking about right now is nerfing how effective the slash is. That affects Vardorvis. That affects Tob to an extent, right? This is still going to be a good weapon. Arguably, this is the maybe 2024 is a new era, Michael. Maybe 2024 this takes its rightful place in the trifecta.
Yeah.
Because this weapon really is, you can utilize it everywhere. Like it rolls accuracy twice. That's the shtick of the Osmompton's Fang. It's a reduced max hit, but it's a double accuracy roll. So you're way more likely to hit, even if your max hit is reduced. I don't know if it has like a I don't think it rolls double damage outside of TOA. It used to roll double damage outside of TOA, and that's why. Remember when the Fang dropped drastically from like 90 mil to like 20 mil? Yeah. That's why, because it was broken. It double damage rolled. It wasn't supposed to. When it's bad for the game, it's bad for the game.
No.
Nerfs aren't fun.
Listen. It was touted as a bug, but I just think that it was like that's how they spun it. That's my tinfoil hat. Is like I think Jagex just didn't consider that. And then when people started being like, wait a second, this Fang is too good, they're like, oh, there's a bug. It's not supposed to do that.
It probably was bugged. Like, I feel like they understood it shouldn't do that. But again, sometimes the Jagex releasing new content is like Russian roulette of like, are we going to get to play the game today, or are we going to have to cry because it's broken and there's a rollback?
This is why it's called a conspiracy theory, though.
Yeah,
because it could be true, it could not. We don't know.
There could be a lot of things going on. You know, Fang is still going to be good, right? Do not, for the love of fucking God, do not sell your Fang. If you've already sold your Fang, if you're one of the dumbasses that got on the quote-unquote hype train and sold your Fang because Fang to the floor or whatever it is, buy it back. Stop what you're doing and buy your Fang back right now. Because that's a bad financial decision. Do not sell a weapon you take literally everywhere. It's like selling your blowpipe. Like, no, don't sell your blowpipe. Stupid. Don't do that. Right? No, merch the Fangs. Ha ha ha. If you guys know how to merch well enough, talk to Michael, because his merching alt, aka his max main we used to do content on together, might need some advice.
2024 is gonna be different, Oxy.
That's what they all say. Different. Don't sell the Fang. This isn't all good news. Because of the potential buffs to the Scythe, which might as well focus on talking about now for a brief second. They're adding slash accuracy to the Scythe. They're reducing the cost to charge the Scythe, because it turns out Scythe is one of the most expensive items in the game to charge, which is true. Yeah, what can you do? It's a 26% cost reduction or whatever it is. It only uses charges when it hits an enemy. And that's like the sum of the nerfs. Or the buffs, rather. I think the Scythe needs a little bit more of a buff. I think the Scythe needs a significant accuracy and damage buff within TO. I don't know if it needs like a significant buff, but like a 10% accuracy buff specifically in TOB would be cool. Right? Because then it's in line with the other raid weapons of, hey, you know, this is 17 billion times more effective in this raid. And it's still pretty good outside the raid too, because it's an end game raid weapon. I think it could use a minor buff within TOB. What people have been talking about is hitting multiple hit splats on enemies that are not 2x2.
Ooh.
Which I think I'd be fine with. I think
just give it another swing, like shoo, shoo,
shoo, shoo. That's an animation. That's a big pain in the ass.
Looks sick though.
It would look pretty sick.
What if you did a Jedi twirl and you're like shing shing?
Dude, that would be so hard to do with a Scythe. I'm just trying to like picture the shape of a Scythe.
But you used to have a handle.
I used to have a practice Scythe.
It has a little handle.
I used to have a practice Scythe. A practice Scythe? It's not that. A plastic Scythe.
From what are you practicing? Are you like opening a lawn mowing business?
Dude, could you imagine you hire a landscaper and this motherfucker shows up in his sun hat with his scythe and he's like, I'll take care of that grass for you, ma'am. Swing, swing.
I have seen videos of people doing it, and it looks semi-efficient. Like there's a reason that was like the best in slot method until lawnmowers came out.
What? Man's talking about history like it's a video game. I love it. Chaos Clark says, I think the word you're looking for is Amish. All right. Yeah, you're right. I was in mid-Michigan for a while. You're 100% correct. That's an Amish vibe if I've ever seen one. Vesta's spear attack, but with a scythe. Talamorn, elaborate on that. What does the Vesta spear do? What's the animation for that, or the actual
Let's
attack?
look it up. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, you
that's
spin
neat.
a lot? Drop the link. Drop the link.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I got you. That's so cool.
Oh, that's whack. That is like...
That's neat.
That's some like Star Wars kid. I have the power of God and anime on my side.
And it only hits you once. That's so sad.
Yeah, like that's an animation they should utilize more because that's pretty neat. I do like it. It looks ridiculous, but I like it. Because of this, right? The FANG is still a good weapon. The scythe may be a little bit more unattainable. Scythe was at like 950 on Thursday. Did you see that?
It hit a bill.
Scythe was ridiculous.
Scythe hit a bill.
Yeah, Scythe, it's on the decline now. As of Sunday night, it's 850 right now. I bought mine for like 520. It was 480 a couple months ago.
Wasn't Scythe below 400 at some point? Like it was
yes,
in the threes.
It did very briefly
like
dip below
300 mil.
It's like 390, like 398. Very briefly did it dip below 400 mil.
I could have bought one. I just didn't think I would ever have a use for it. Like I didn't think that this conversation was going to happen.
What conversation?
The fact that I could have, because in my mind, I'm like, why would I spend 390 mil on something when my FANG does everything this scythe does, and I don't have to charge my FANG? I didn't consider this being the conversation we would be having, the rebalancing conversation.
I mean, we all kind of knew that this was going to happen, right?
Well,
everyone knew the FANG nerf was on the horizon at some point. It had to be. Because again, when something is too good, too cheap, too accessible, and displaces other things from where they should be, right? Like, remember how pissed people were when DT2 came out and turns out the whole thing was just use a FANG at Vardorvis? Like, Vardorvis was, on day of release, I thought Vardorvis was the hardest boss.
And Duke.
Yeah, it should be best in slot. Is Duke weak to slash or stab?
Does it matter?
I mean, it kind of does. Because a big point to remember, particularly for like the mid, early, late game players, the content isn't changing. Duke and Vard are still going to be weak to slash. Slash is still going to be the best in slot option at Feeder of Blood. Stab is going to be best against dragons. Stab is going to be best at TOA, right? Like the content isn't changing. It's what you're going to bring that's going to be a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
Scythe is going to be out of reach for some people now.
Get your salad blades and your rapiers.
Rapier's still not good.
Rapier stab. Never mind. Rapier stab.
Rapier stab. Rapier
Get
is...
your salad blades ready, everyone.
Rapier is not good. Rapier is not going to be good.
Ever. They should give Rapier a cool glowing animation, and then people would buy it.
I mean, I don't think the Fashionscape is cool as hell. As a saber fencer, I want nothing more than a rapier for a Fashionscape. Like, it's a super cool Fashionscape piece, especially with the Holy Kit on it. Like, that's cool, you know? I think what rapier needs is a bleed effect. But the problem is, again, there's too many in the game. The price would go up. We have the same issue we talked about earlier. Like, rapier is unfortunately in the bin.
I feel like there's way less rapiers than there are occults. So I don't know that.
I mean,
that
yeah,
logic
relatively
and that-
speaking, like a
Sure.
cannonable AFK Slayer task versus the hardest group raid in the game. Yes, it is. There's probably going to be more occults.
Well, sure, but like they're buffing the Blade of Saldor essentially, and so it can happen.
I mean, it's not that it's impossible. The issue that we're going to face is that if you buff stab anywhere, what do you bring?
Fang,
Why?
because it's better.
Because it hits. The Fang hits.
Look at the kitty.
Fang don't miss, baby. Yeah, this is Blue.
Hi, Blue.
This is the little woman.
Hi,
She
Blue.
was biting me, so I figured
She's
I'd bring her.
way
up here.
more social than B ever was.
Oh, B was just
Essentially-
social, just not with the podcast.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like she wants to be on camera. She wants to hang out with you. Ouch! Hit your
Ouch!
thumb,
Biting me.
the meat of your thumb.
Ow. She's teething, and that's how kittens show affection. She's been.
You
biting
gotta
the shit out of me
yelp.
for
You gotta go,
weeks.
ouch!
That's what I do. It's really cute sometimes because sometimes she will like be like, "Oh no," and she'll bite me. I go, "Ow!" and she'll lick my hand where she bit,
Oh,
and then she'll bite me again.
I was gonna say, sweet
So-
girl.
No, she's a terror.
Back to your regularly scheduled RuneScape.
Yeah, I mean, Rapier is in a bad spot, and it's going to be in a bad spot for a really long time, possibly forever. It's going to be one of the bad drops from top, but that's going to be balanced out, because the most common drop is 87 mil. The Sang Staff is 100 mil. The Scythe is 850 mil. Holy shit.
Yeah,
That's a lot. That's a lot of damage.
that's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of ducats right there in your pocket,
Mm.
So TLDR with this whole project rebalance thing.
Don't give it to you. I already did.
I'm giving a TLDR for the
the
majority
whole
of our
thing.
listeners who
Okay.
are actually doing the PVM content, Don't sell your Fang, right? Obviously. Don't rush to buy a Scythe right now either, because it could plummet. Because again, we had this issue with DT2 and Vardorvis. But because we don't know when these nerfs are coming out either. That said, if this should motivate you to do anything, if you don't know how already, set a goal for 2024. We're getting the goal conversation started early. It's hella expensive, and you won't be able to afford it by doing your random shitter Vorkath and Zulrah bosses. It's time you folks get to the show. You got I'll get you tickets on the house. It's time you get to the theater and experiment, get in there, find some teams, learn how to do it, because a lot of money in Theater of Blood right now. And that's where the Scythe is going to be the most useful. And if you get a Blade, the interesting note about the Blade being more accessible, like the Blade is a more accessible slash option. What else does that do? It makes both of them more expensive, baby.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah.
it's a time where like you guys got time to do some content.
Like,
It's time to do some content.
should I
because
buy a Blade of Saldor?
the egregious wealth gap is just gonna get bigger right now in this game, because I think with the increase in the Scythe, we're still probably looking at about 7 bill for max gear.
Yeah.
So
what's next? Yeah.
what's next?
What's next?
Um,
So they're talking about rolling these out in sections in early 2024. Now, I love when Jagex says like vaguely something in this year, because what does early 2024 mean? I don't know. What's the deadline cutoff for what still is early in 2024? March, April? I'd call that early 2024. If this came out in April, I'd be like, yeah, that's probably
it's like mid 2024 ish.
mid is like June, July, May, June, July. And then late to mid, or mid to late is like August, September, October. And then late is, like put it in like quarters. Your first quarter of the year, the first 3 months, the first 4
The way
months.
you divide quarters is so strange.
For a corporate job, it's in 4 month increments. 3 month
I get
increments.
it, but you're like
3 months.
Quarter 2 of the year is January, September, and August.
Did not say that.
It's just super weird, like, because we've had this
January,
conversation
February,
before.
March is the first quarter of the year. April, May, June is the second quarter. July, August, September is the third quarter. October, November, December is a fourth quarter.
Go back in the episodes. We have had conversations where you have tried to convince me that that is not the order of the quarters.
Really?
The months are the same, which is why I'm so like, oh God, Michael's talking about quarters again. Like there's an episode where you're like, yeah, dude, it's like quarter 3 in middle of June. I'm like, what the
There's no way.
are you talking about? I swear to God.
There's no way.
You talk about quarters in the most weird way ever. And I'm so thrown off in the episode. I'm like, dude, you're on some shit. I don't remember what episode it is, but you were on some shit with quarters in one of our episodes.
Nice. Well, a quarter is 25% of something, and 25% of the year is 3 months. So,
Wow.
however you spin that.
Math with the Xpwaste podcast co-host, baby. Doing your
Early 2024. Skilling related adjustments before moving into the more combat focused stuff. They don't have any date set in stone, just looking to update you and not locking in dates. Nice. That's what's next.
Yeah. So pretty much this means they're gonna have a beta, hopefully, and Michael and I are gonna say, yeah, we're gonna try it, and then we're not gonna try it.
Did we? The last beta that we talked about, did I? We actually try it?
I
Or
didn't.
has that
I don't even
happened
remember
yet?
what the last beta was.
I don't remember. Maybe it was.
Could it have
It was
been?
going to be for Varlamore stuff that we were going to try the beta.
Sure.
Oh no, it was for the rings. I think it was going to be for like if they did a beta for the DT2 rings. I'm like, I'm going to try that. Never did.
Final thoughts before we go.
Final thoughts before we go.
The Kingdom Divided. After doing it again, I now feel even more strongly that should be a prereq for Varlamore.
No.
I think
No.
that before the league is over, you should get your Infernal Cape. Or
Oh yeah.
at the very least, it's not going to matter because you're going to get your Infernal Cape, but at the very least, do triple Jads.
I tried to go in on my laptop with the trackpad and do one Jad, and I couldn't do it.
I mean, it's stinky with melee. I did 4 Jads with melee because, like,
I have a halberd though.
Scythe, and I've done it before, and I'm like, yeah, this is great. Yeah, but like a rune halberd? Ugh.
Apparently a halberd is like the best option because then you don't have to worry about melee prey and you can just focus on magic and range. So I'm gonna try doubles.
I did a chally for my first one. It was rough. Like because like there's facing Jad head on in the main game where you have to do like double Jad with melee, I think.
Hold on. Can I even wield the halberd? I never tried.
You can't
Don't you
wield
have
the
to have
dragon
some, like,
halberd.
You have to have like some sort of
Yeah, you have to
barbarian
have
training.
It's a Tyranwin quest. You can't wield the
Hold
dragon
on.
halberd.
I'm trying
So
my rune
a
halberd.
rune
though.
halberd's gonna be your best in slot if you can even hold it.
Live on the pod, everyone. Rune halberd. Equip. Oh, I can. Nice.
All right, so you're gonna have a stinky Jad experience if you try to use a halberd because it's gross. Single Jad is not a problem. Just pray melee and switch when you see it, like
Oh,
Nightmare.
halberd is not a hosta. Cleric, you are the man of the hour. I was thinking a
Alright.
hosta.
Um,
Dragon hosta. Dragon halberd.
Yeah.
They're two different things.
ask Michael how his triple attempts have been going.
Do not.
Even if you have to use like regular range,
do
still,
not. Do not.
Just
I-
try triples.
That's
See
not
how-
the goal. That's not the goal. That's a stretch goal. Infernal is a stretch goal.
Yeah,
Right now
but
I'm
like
just trying to vibe, dude.
it doesn't-
I'm trying to
it
max.
doesn't- it doesn't take any effort to do double Jad, and then triple Jad. You could just figure out the timing.
You can't do triple Jad until you get an Infernal Cape.
In leagues, you can.
You can?
Michael, did I not just get done saying that I did quadruple Jad with melee and haven't done the Infernal?
Oh.
yeah.
Active listening is a good skill to have.
Yes, I would know a thing or two about active listening, I would like to think.
So
But-
this is the last time we're going to talk to you guys in 2023. I hope that you all have a very happy holiday season. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Boxing Day, whatever you do. If you don't celebrate any holidays, I hope you have a great time off work if your boss lets you off for no reason, you know?
Take time off anyway.
Take time off anyway. Enjoy the snow if you're in that sort of region. If you're not and you're in
I'm
Texas,
in that sort of region and there's no snow.
What?
So, yeah.
This
Time to
is-
mourn the loss of Mother Earth.
wild,
I'm not gonna
dude.
get that
Global
dark on the
warming.
show.
I think.
Thank God it's fake, right?
I think global warming has just shifted everything. I was talking to my wife about this because we get snow in like really bad winters starting in like January or February. But summer, I kid you not, Oxy, summer lasted until October. That's why. It was 100 degrees in October. So
Yeah,
if you...
we had a snowstorm on Halloween, and it was 50 degrees on Wednesday in December in Michigan.
Ew. In the mitten part, the meaty part, right there.
Yeah.
Did you see that TikTok I sent you?
No.
Probably not. Watch it in the break.
I will.
XPWasters, Merry XPWaste to you all. Go buy our merch, xpwaste.shop. We'll talk about that more in the next part. But yeah, if this is where you leave us, thank you so much for a great year of XPWaste, and we'll see you in 2024. Folks. But stick around for the break so we don't have to get sappy right now. Bye.
Bye.
Greetings. My name... well, my name is not important. What is important is that I am a fur trader. I own and operate the fur stall in the greatest city of all of Gillinor. Ardugny. Let's just call it Artie. I own the fur stall in the greatest city of all of Gillinor, Artie. Whether you're looking for bear fur, wolf fur, or an assortment of other furs which I don't keep in stock, I've got you covered. Ugh, hold on. Can you stop running on my stall? Every day, it's the same thing. Inconsiderate lap junkies take it upon themselves to use my stall as part of their course. You know how many times I've had to repair this stall? 3 times, just this week. And the city guards are oblivious too. It really feels like all of their time is spent guarding the baker's stall and his cakes. Does all that theft bother me? Nah, I don't worry about it too much. My eyes are locked on my stall. No one's stealing anything on my watch. Huh? Yeah, furs. Anyway, if you're in the market for a fur, come on down to my stall. In the greatest city of all of Gillinor. Ardugny.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that commercial break because I know that I sure did. It is the community section of the episode now. I thought about that when I went to eat my Brahms single hamburger with pickles and ketchup that I microwaved for 20 seconds while I got water. I thought about this part of the episode being dedicated to you, the community.
And he's talking to me. I was like, "Aw."
Dedicated to Oxy. Everybody give Oxy, like in your car, in your office, on your run, give Oxy a round of applause right now.
I'm literally begging
clap for Oxy. His birthday's not for a while, so we won't post in Discord yet. But
I'll start headhunting.
Give Oxy.
If what happened to me happens to Michael, I'll start headhunting.
Oh hell yeah, it's about
that's
to.
That's horrible.
Give Oxy a round of applause wherever you are. Stop and clap and say hip hip hooray. Oxy is my man, and Oxy is gay. I don't know. It rhymed.
I mean, it rhymed. It's got rhythm. It's kind of true.
I do like the pride flag right behind you. I think there may be people who are upset, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, fuck them. That is because little shitbird likes to roll in it and make a bunch of noise, and then get it like next to and sometimes in her litter box. So I got a little homophobe that I got to teach.
Oh, homophobe! I thought she was like into it. Like she's gay herself.
Well, she's moving it in the poop. So you know. I don't know, but
she message there. I guess
she just it makes a funny noise, so she plays with it and she can't control it, so it ends up in her litter box because it's a very large toy. But I'm like, I'll hang it on the closet, and I close the closet door. I'm like, I kind of dig that, you know. It's just there now. So yeah, that's it's what it is.
It is what it is. Anyway, this part of the episode is dedicated to you, the community, and we will always start out this part of the episode talking about our patrons who support us financially, even though they don't have to. No one is forcing you to do this. You guys choose to help us each and every month by giving your money. And where's that money going to? Making the show awesome. I can think of a couple of events that we had last year where you guys helped a ton. We were able to fully fund pretty much an entire meetup where nobody really had to pay for anything except for extra alcohol that they wanted. We gave you guys pizza, go-kart rides. I'm pretty sure we had a birthday cake. Like, it was amazing. And we did all that because of Patreon. So we always start out this part thanking our newest Wise Old Man patrons, but as of right now, there are no new Wise Old Man patrons. So on the screen is all of our current Wise Old Man tier patrons. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you, not individually, but as a group, because there are so many of you. We have to just like group you all together because you're awesome. You're all so amazing. Thank you to each and every one of you for your financial support. Oxie's making kissing faces.
I was kind of hoping Michael wouldn't notice, but you know.
You're right there, Oxie. Like all I see is you on my screen.
Full screen, zoomed in the corner.
Thank you to everyone in the Wise Old Man tier. You're amazing. If you want to join at the Wise Old Man tier, one of the best perks that you'll receive is access to the recording booth. This is where you hear us argue.
Mom and Dad just had a fight in the living room, and the recording booth chat was upstairs listening the whole time.
So Oxie and I did get into a little of a scuffle, and I was like, "Hey, I don't want to talk about this right now. We're supposed to be recording." And then Chaos Claire goes, "Excuse me, this is what my Patreon membership has promised." So I'm like, "Okay,
so
let's get into it."
Yeah, sign up for the recording booth chat. You can hear an old married couple fight at the break.
It is kind of fun because if we have a guest, like you get a couple
we fight
minutes
with the guest too.
You get a couple minutes with the guest one-on-one. Like you can ask some questions while we go to break. You can talk to your favorite content creator if that's who we're interviewing. If we ever have like a Mod Ash on the pod, maybe he'll talk to the recording booth. Who knows? Give it a try if you want to. It's an amazing tier. We also have extra episodes. I say that with air quotes because Oxie and I have switched to doing a monthly Patreon stream, and you get access to that starting at the Party Pete tier. The greatest tier of them all.
You got your first top purple on that Patreon stream.
I did. I got
legs.
Got Justy legs. First league's purple. So if you are already part of the Patreon, you're like, wait a second, I missed the stream. Fear not. Go on YouTube, go to the live tab, and you're not going to find it there. Sorry. Go to patreon.com and look for the post that says December extra episode Patreon stream or whatever it is. And if you're not on patreon.com, you can also go to our Discord. And we have an entire channel called Xpwaste Stream Announcements, and you'll find the link there. It is offline, like it's not listed, so you do have to access it via that link. Same with the stream. Our next stream will be January 15th, I want to say. And if the date is wrong,
God damn.
January 19th, actually. Our next stream will be January 19th. We're going to essentially we're doing this every, like, guaranteed the third Friday of every month. So no matter what date it is, you can always count on it being on the third Friday of the month. And it just so happens the next one is January 19th. That's enough about the tiers. On to one of the best tiers that we have, and that is the KBD. Folks, this tier, we do read all the names. And you guys are amazing. I want to give a special shout out to each and every one of you by name, starting with Alex Anchor, Alex B, Apathy, the German cat guy, Bowsable, which is AKA SatanBot666.
We're sure that's SatanBot?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
So I thought about last week while I was editing. I'm like, he's never once mentioned that he changed his name to that. So maybe it's not him, but who knows?
Maybe it's not. And we're just assuming because they're both
Which
demonic
would
names.
kind of be funny as shit if it wasn't him and whoever it was just like, yeah, I just thought it was a nickname you guys gave me. Like, had no knowledge otherwise. But, just a fun little fun side tangent in the Patreon. Regardless of who you are, we appreciate your support.
Thank you, Balzable. If you're not Satanbot, then this is awkward. Blake G, Boston Sport 5, one of our newest KBD patrons. Broke 70, Oxie's dad, my dad, all of our dad. We have so many patrons now that Oxie's dad used to be like second in the line, but now he's like 5th or 7th. Anyway, Clapscape lowered on the list. Clapscape, previously Double X Blocks, Cloud Kicker, Corpse Fiance, Damon S, Elite Oreo Dunker, XP Enjoyer, Fire Thread, Gumby, HMZ Bot, Mark aka iStream, MT Birchfield, our third favorite Patreon supporter Ralph, Rylithian, Soggy Waffles, Seppi J, Sparky Life, Swole Beans and Gravy, the Big G Jordy, and the Crayola Crayon. Thank you to each and every one of you for your support. This was not a tier that we would thought would take off, and by Guthics, it did. And you guys are all amazing. Each and every one of you have a special place in my heart, and I can't thank you enough. So, muchos to all of our people in the KBD tier for your support. If you want to join these lovely folks, whether or not you get a shout out or not, or if you just want access to like cool stuff in the Discord, you can head over to patreon.com/Xpwaste. We have tiers starting at $1. You can join for free, but I don't know what that gets you. I don't think it gets you anything. But yeah, you can join for free. You can join for anywhere up to $25. Head on over to patreon.com/Xpwaste. We'll see you there. Enough of the self-promo. Let's get into the community. And we'll start with one of my favorite sections, and that is the community question. The thing we ask you every week related to the episode. Last time, we asked you, what is your favorite Leagues memory so far? We know Leagues hasn't ended, so that's fine. But we want to know what has really stuck out to you this league so far. And actually, this time too, we have a poll. And I'll read the results of the poll after we read the community question. Because Oxy's a cheeky little bastard, and you put a poll in there. I think it's cool. We'll start doing that. I think we'll start doing that. I
really wanted to do one for the first Leagues episode we did. The one we released like the day before Leagues came out. There's not enough poll options to do all the regions. Because I was going to be like, what's your first region? And I would have had to leave off like Wilderness and Turanwin. And I was like, the two people that are going to pick those regions are going to be
mad at us. No. Anyway, what is your favorite Leagues memory so far? Starting us off with Moist Sean. They say, really the entire thing. It's the first time I've ever played Leagues. Work and school haven't let me play much. Here's to hoping I can push to at least Mithril Cup. It's been a blast though. Nice.
I mean, Mithril Cup is like still tier 8 relic, so you're making pretty good progress.
That's true. I'm in Mithril Cup right now, and that's like, I think the minimum to get Mithril. I'm gonna do exactly what they say here. Minimum to hit Mithril is 18,000, and I think you get tier 8 at 18,000, if I'm not mistaken, or 20,000.
I think it's
relics. I don't know. It doesn't say anymore.
Which we can find on the wiki, I'm sure.
Sure. It's close to tier 8. Once you hit tier 8, the game becomes a lot more fun because you just get extra TPS. Jared says, deleting 500 Invo Zebek in 30 seconds. That is so quick. Oh my gosh. Tallymorn says tier 8 is 24,000. Oh, okay. So well into Mithril Cup, I guess. Almost Adamant Cup. Anyway. Jade says, I haven't played Leagues, but with the question about the dream guest star, I might choose Theoatrix or Dicers.
Theoatrix.
Yeah, Theo would be cool.
I was thinking about that the other day. I would love to interview Theoatrix.
We should hit him up.
Maybe one day. I would love to interview Theoatrix.
You need to stop being so nervous. Like,
maybe.
you want to interview Framed? I'm like, Oxie, message him. Like, just do it. There's literally all he can say is no. There's nothing like the
responds
present.
with ew. You ever seen that meme? The worst she can say is
Ew.
no, and the train hits the bus. Ew. Like,
Oh no, I did not see that. Next up we have DJ. They say Clue Relic Go Burr. I had one hard casket that awarded me with another hard casket 5 times. The
holy
dopamine
shit.
the dopamine of getting 3 to 4 clogs with every casket is wild. That's lucky. Honestly, that might have been broken if we're being honest here. Because there was a guy like the first week, I think, that abused a bug, and he
It's like
had
the
a
first day, he had
1,000
like 1,000
master
clues, man.
caskets. Yeah, it's crazy. Brandon says, Sire plus Blood Barrage equals easy. First leagues for me, and it's effing awesome. Having an absolute blast. Favorite part would have to be going from top 500 in Magic XP to top 10,000 back to top 3,000. Nice.
God damn, he's moving.
Yeah. We actually have somebody in our TNL Discord who, this is a side tangent based on ranks, but they are rank 38, and they've been posting every time that they have, like, they achieve a top page 200 mil. Graylon, Graylon. They just achieved their 4th top page 200 mil in leagues.
Jesus.
Yeah, rank 38 overall. It's pretty cool. They picked Equilibrium, and I think that's like the low key maxing relic, because I think we both got it all wrong, and we can dive into that at the end of this like league's journey and try and really figure it out. But for now, Carnage says, I love watching the mayhem in the beginnings of leagues. Also, listening to my boys, Michael and Oxie. Heart emoji. Aww. Dinosaur says, sending TOA as a magic relic with the most dogshit setup ever and pulling a shadow on 1KC out from underneath my duo partner who had 3 times my points at the end.
God
Killing
damn.
Leviathan in 15 seconds. Oh my, 15 seconds? You delete the boss. Just delete it. That's insane. I think the closest I get to that is the fact that I can kill Cerberus before ghosts spawn. I have like 230 Cerberus KC because it took me a while to get my prims.
You got 230 Serb KZ?
Let me see. Hold on.
Are you gonna push for 300?
I'm gonna do every Hellhounds task because it's like they don't take 6 hours like they do in the main game. You can get a Cerberus kill in like 10 or 15 seconds. Cerberus is 229 KC. I'm missing the jar and the stone and the pet. So I'd like to get the jar. I've been pushing for the jar because it's a task. Like, that's why I'm still doing the boss.
Hold on, you don't have the smoldering stone?
Yeah, I don't have a stone yet. I don't have a smoldering stone.
Stinky.
Real stinky. Iron Robin says, raids with the boys and carrying Oxie to his scythe drop.
That was a good time. That was fun because I don't know. I think I was like, do you have any main game top experience? Like, more or less, how much of the rooms do I have to explain? And he's like, I did my first top the day before leagues came out. I'm like, hell yeah, brother. Let's get in there and let's do this.
That's awesome.
But he was like trying to melee walk at Zarpus, and I don't think he actually attacked the boss the entire time. We got so close. So he says carrying, right? It's a little bit of a joke, but it actually is facts because we wouldn't have cleared Zarpus had he not said, do you think we can nuke Zarpus? And I said, well, shit, dog. There's really only one way to find out.
I was in VC when you guys were doing that.
I ran over to the southwest corner, and I killed myself with the relic. And it hit Zarpus for a 198. And I'm like, oh, shit, it works. And he's like, I'll bet. He ran in. He nuked himself. So we got Zarpus to like 27% or whatever it is. Like, it wasn't. That's awesome. Still hadn't screeched yet. And I had like 3 tiles left to do the Zarpus walk. And by the time the last tile was done, like we had 2 open squares to attack Zarpus in the quadrants. When the sheesh came in, we're like, oh, we barely made
That's
it.
hilarious.
So
did you
had
take
he
a
not
screenshot of all the goop?
I'm sure you know me. I'm sure I did. I think
Yeah.
had he not suggested the nuke, we wouldn't have finished that raid, and I wouldn't have gotten a scythe. So he really did carry me to that scythe.
Wow. Look at you. Good job, Iron Robin. Next up, we have Vespolar. They say, picking the Wildy has gotten me more confidence in being out there in the main game. I know it's not the same in terms of risk, but I feel less scared to be running around there now in the main game. That's facts if I've ever heard it. Like, I'm more confident, I think, now in just attempting a TOB because I have like 15 or 16 TOB KC in leagues. And I wholeheartedly can like see how your league's experience, Oxie, in the first Trailblazer got you so confident doing it in the main game. With just like the busted relics and how much of a god you are. Just like I was talking about it while we were doing it. Oxie's face right now. He's just like rubbing his hands together maniacally. I was talking about it while we were doing it. I'm like, half of what's hard about doing stuff in RuneScape is just we call them Jad hands.
Mhm.
Like you have Jad hands. You're shaking, you're nervous, you can't breathe. It's just like getting used to content is really like 50% of what it takes to be good at it. And so if you're confident enough to not have Jad hands, actual Jad is a piece of cake. Like if you can slow your breathing down, focus, understand that you're not going to die, you can do the fight caves. But a lot of people really struggle with that content because they're nervous. And so just like the constant exposure to TOB has got me way less nervous. I know what it looks like to do phase 1 at Verzik. I know what the timing looks like. Whereas before, I'm like, I'm dying P1, guys. I'm dead, which I did die.
He forgot to turn Magic Prayer on, and he got hit a 99.
I know.
He went, wait, oh, what happened? We're like, did you have Mage Prep? He's like, no. We're like, yep, that's how it goes.
Yep, dead in the cage in P1. Anyway, all that to say, yes, get yourself out of your comfort zone. If you hate the wilderness in the main game, make a second account and pick Wildy as your first region. Just go get comfortable with the content, understand the mechanics in a way less stressful environment, and it'll make more sense. Mockcat says, feeling like I understand Muspa. Still don't understand Zulrah or Gauntlet. I've done a lot of Kree, but I don't think I'm doing it right. Still want to learn the rest of God Wars, and DKs seem easy. That's what I'm saying, boys. Just get out there and do it. You'll find it. You'll find your way. Find your way.
I 100,000% thought Mockcat was going to say having a bank. 100%. I thought he was going to say having a bank.
Mockcat is our resident UIM. Anytime there's like a community question, it's like, when's the last time you did such and such? Mockcat's like, I'm not there yet. I wouldn't know. I don't know because I'm like,
damn, Mockcat, what took you so long? I did books in Arceus library for 400 hours to get 77. Jesus Christ.
Oh, now there's Guardians of the Rift, and every UIM feels good. Jumungo says,
oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, they do.
You can just like death pile somewhere. You can like death bank.
Zero
Guardians of the
risk.
Rift isn't a risk. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jumungo says, learning all the new content has been amazing with Banker's Note. 2000 noted Garambwant goes hard. It's so good. They call me the Garambwant Guzzler, and I don't know how I'm gonna do top of the main game without my like infinite stack of Garambwants.
My biggest problem going back to the main game, I swear to
It's
God,
gonna be nuke.
Dude, I'm gonna think I have the nuke everywhere. I'm gonna be like, don't worry, guys, I got this. I'm gonna kill myself at Verzik. I'm gonna just like sit in the cage.
For the first like 5. You're like, I got
this.
this.
It's gonna be rough.
Verzik's
Like,
dead.
I don't need to pray. Fuck that. I'm gonna die.
Oh man. Corpse Fiance says, favorite memory so far was logging in with the first few hours of launch and seeing the absolute flood of players on a server robbing the lumbermen and women of their children's college fund. It's always how it starts. Honestly, thieving is the very first skill that almost every single person does.
Yeah, because it's right there.
It's right there. Just get 10 thieving and move on. Because I think that's what you get. That's what you can do the stalls in Varrock. Anyway, Drew says, I got my first 99 ever. It was thieving with Trickster, so I didn't do shit for it, but it was sweet to see a 99 on any account.
Hell yeah. My first 99 ever was also in leagues. It was 99 attack at Pandos.
Ooh. Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
First ever 99 was 99 attack at Bandos with the barrel chest anchor in Trailblazer 1.
Hell yeah. What was your first 99 this league?
I want to say it was actually
cooking.
It might have been cooking. Just because I needed so much food. It might have been cooking. If it wasn't cooking, it was probably strength.
Mine was farming, unsurprisingly. Just because farmer relic go burr.
I had
30 farming the day I hit tier 6, whatever the tier is for that relic. I had 35 farming because I wanted wanted immediately to go to Tithe Farm. So I was raking every patch I could. I was planting all the seeds I could. I got to 35 farming. That same day, I hit 99 because of farming relics. It's crazy.
Meanwhile, I'm over here like planning out how I'm gonna get 99 farming with like magic trees and shit.
Oh, because you still have to wait for
magic
them.
Trees. Frick.
Hardwoods, mahoganies are like 250k each.
Yeah,
by the way,
they're good. Mahoganies are very good. They just take a long time.
Farming contracts, by the way, I'm up to 40 something. I should do up to 50. This is a digression that we do not need to go down. So, Blah Breakdown says they got their first fire cape. That's amazing. It's really good. Did you do a melee cape? That's my question. Because I got my first ever melee fire cape, which was, I had a little bit of Jad hands just because I've never done the prayer switches with like going back to melee, going back to range, switching back and forth. And I wanted to tank a hit. So I was extra nervous of like, am I going to die trying to tank the hit for the task? It was a good time. And everybody's watching me. I was streaming it. Oh man. Jost says, sniping the T-bow for my ranging buddy who sniped my shadow on my mage build. Irony. I love that. I love that so much.
Moment.
By the way, my favorite relic is Trickster. It's so good for agility XP, AFK thieving, and the thieving room for chambers. Oh, this is Broix. This is Broke70. Broke70 says all this. Hell yeah. Our boy Nate Dogg says, PP Gang and Banker's Note combo just makes production so fast, it's almost fun. Range relic go burr with knives and blowpipe. And my god, Globetrotter needs to be a 99 construction thing in the main game. Can you imagine? 99 construction? You just get access to every teleport in your inventory? That would be busted. That would be busted.
Nuts.
I'd be down for it, but like, that's more busted than any other 99 ever. I would say maybe 99 magic versus 99 construction, which you can technically, if you, okay, here's how you do it. You have, I think you'd be on the lunar spellbook and you have to do spellbook swap, but then you keep every rune in your inventory and then you basically have the Globetrotter with you always. But it takes having like 94 magic or something and being on lunars all the time. And finally on Spotify, The Moon says, I got my first ever Corrupted Gauntlet KC. Been progressing towards Prif on my main for a while. It's cool to get to try out the content during leagues. That's very true. I was this close to picking Chiranwin as a region just because I want to practice Corrupted Gauntlet for when I get back to the game on the GIM, because that's my next grind technically is Gauntlet for a Bofa.
I'm so glad you didn't do that.
I know I'm having a
You
lot
would
of
have
fun.
gotten an enhanced and full crystal on like 60 KC. You would've
Yeah.
gone 400 dry in the main game. And you would
Oof.
quit the group Iron Man. So I'm so glad you didn't do that.
Oof. Going over to our YouTube replies here for the same question. There's two. We have Brandon that says having over 200 barrels KC and not getting a damn Aram's hood. That's insane. F, dude. Holy. That's bad. I think I'm at like 103 or something, and I'm missing like one piece from most sets, like 3 or 4 sets. But I have the ×5 drop rate now, and I'm gonna try and green log barrows because it's a lot of points. And finally, on the community question, Tiny Gamer says banker's note. It's short and simple,
Good
but that is
answer.
their favorite part of the league.
Good answer.
Love it. A lot of people on YouTube, Oxy, said that you are looking fresh. Did we have them? Did we have a lot of people like? Did we ask for people to comment about your looks? Because like a lot of people said it.
I think I said like I look good with the new haircut.
Gotcha.
And I liked that I looked good with the new haircut.
Yeah. There was 1, 2, 3. There was 3 people out of 5 comments that said you look clean. Looking clean, looking fresh.
But part of me,
Haircut
like
looks good.
I hear looking clean, and my first thought is like, y'all realize I shower every day, right? That's my first like knee-jerk reaction. But I know what they mean.
What is cuffing season?
Oh, someone talking about cuffing season? I'm single, by the way. Hold on, let me just turn here a little bit. I'm single, by the way, just in case. Applications are open to everyone. Doesn't matter.
They said Oxy looking clean for cuffing season with the sweating emoji. Oh, what is cuffing season?
It's I don't know, wintertime, basically.
Oh.
Find yourself a boo.
Gotcha. That's going to do it for the community question. On to the poll. So we asked in the poll, which combat relic did you pick? Oxy, without seeing it, do you have any predictions on the spread here?
Probably is going to go mage.
Here, out of 48 responses.
Out of 48 responses, mage is going to have the most. Range is going to have the second most. Melee is going to have the least. I think the spread is going to be in that order: mage, range, melee. It's going to be like 25, 12, 8.
So it's out of 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Out of 100%, you're saying 25% is the most?
No, well, 20. I'm like individual response.
Oh, individual response. Oh, okay.
Probably like 60, 30, 10. Yeah,
Oh.
something like that.
So funny enough, you are right on half of it. You're right about the actual mage, range, melee. So the most responses for mage, middle of the road was range, and the least for melee. But you will be surprised to know it's not that far off. So 37.5% said mage, 33% said range, and 29% said melee.
Wow.
So it's almost
actually fairly
split.
surprised by that.
Yeah. So out of 48 responses, it's not a big pool of players to, get some data out of, but out of the ones who responded, it's almost spread evenly. So thank you guys for responding to the poll. If you want to know like actual numbers, Hanani partnered with Jagex, and they put out a video recently going over the numbers. And it's really interesting to know. I think the numbers were current up to like the middle or near the end of November. There was like towards the end of November, there was only like 500 or 600 people who chose the wilderness out of the entirety of leagues.
Which was pretty funny.
Where I think it was like 60,000 people chose the desert as and it was the most popular region. The desert had a glow up this league because if you ask anybody, the desert was the meme choice of the first Trailblazer League. And if you picked it, you're like, what am I doing? But no, desert apparently is the best one. And I'm fighting picking the desert on my like alt account build.
Aren't you going
Zaya Range or Zaya Wilderness, and I was thinking like, should I just go desert for the memes? Because I'm mage.
You went Mage Zaya Wilderness? What the hell?
Yeah,
what
I don't know why
kind of wacky ass build are you
I don't
doing?
know why I picked Zaya, but I picked
Oh my
melee. I picked Wilderness
God.
because of the Void Waker and the spec being a magic-based special attack. And then you have the Accursed Scepter. And anyway, we're not here to talk about leagues. We're here to talk about the community question. Thank you
Which
so
is
much.
about League.
That's true. Thank you so much to everybody who answered last week's question. If you want to answer this week's question, it will be...
Oh, wait. Hold on. I got a good one.
You got a good one? Okay, Oxy's taking the question this week.
What's your... What? Because we're not going to read these until January 1st.
Oh,
right?
frick, you're right.
So
January
we're thinking ahead,
5th
right?
or something? Yeah.
What is your biggest goal for 2024 in Old School RuneScape? Or what are your, like, if you don't have like a biggest goal, what are your like top 3, like, don't give us like a novel, but like, what do you got? What do you got for us?
What are you most excited about goals wise for 2024? Hit us with the question. Hit us in community question section on Spotify, and who knows, there may be a fun poll on Spotify as well. Check it out. We can't wait to see all of your answers. I forgot my cooking cape when I went to cook these anglers, and half of them are burnt. I have to fish some more. Oxy is seething right now. He's seething in his seat.
Oh my God.
No, it was just the first inventory. It was just the first inventory. I'm gonna throw it over to my awesome and handsome co-host for the section I don't have to pay attention to.
For reference, the cooking cape prevents all food from being burned except for like Amelie wraps and shit.
Oh, did you look it up?
Nobody cares about those. Yes, I did. I actually pulled it up because I'm like, Michael's on some shit, and then I'm like, okay.
Maybe it's the gauntlets. Maybe the cooking cape. Like maybe
Michael,
I'm
the
thinking
cooking
correctly.
gauntlets. The cooking gauntlets with the Elite Karen Diary stop burning anglerfish at like 88 cooking.
But listen, maybe I was thinking that it's only certain fish because of the gauntlets.
Only certain
not
fish
the
are
cape.
affected by the gauntlet. Yes.
Yeah, so maybe that's what I was thinking of.
So Michael's on some shit.
My 35 million cooking XP knowledge got me
this
that
man,
far.
he slapped his dick on the table. He said, I have 35 million cooking XP. I think I know what I'm talking about. And then
Okay, I was humbled. Listen,
wrong.
I know what I'm wrong, and I know what I'm humbled, okay? Oh, thank goodness. The production prodigy saved me from not having to go because it puts extra in your bank, and those count towards the anyway. Hit us with it.
Folks, it has been a month. Literally. Today is December 18th. Our first achievement of the week in the skilling category, Lord Maticus achieved 99 attack, strength, and defense on November 20th. It has been nearly a month.
Damn.
So, but we don't have as many as you would think. Leagues has hit this community in the most positive way possible because genuinely, I'm going to do achievement of the week. We might have more leagues first than we do achievements.
Ooh.
Because in a month, y'all just haven't been doing a lot, and that's good. It's holiday season. Take time with the family. Chill out from RuneScape. Play other games. Enjoy leagues. It's circle back season, right? You know, it's unless you work in the postal service or in retail, we'll circle back to it in January.
It's funny.
Go fuck yourself. Email me in the first of the month, right? don't do this here. And it kind of shows the levels of achievements. People are still doing cool shit, right? So, like I said, skilling category, Lord Maticus kicking us off a month ago with 99 attack, 99 strength, and 99 defense. Raymer achieved 99 hunter. Sleepy Bear achieved 99 slayer. Caper achieved 99 defense. Bus Go Beep achieved 99 beep, aka 99 mining, as per their post. Lao got 99 construction and put in their post, I don't even know how to pronounce my in-game name. Just call me Lao. But they're all, the parenthesis name is also Laura, so maybe it's like Laura, maybe? Who knows? Low 99 construction.
Hell yeah.
Clues achieved 99 construction and 99 smithing with what could very well be a max cape in early 2024 with only 3 99s remaining. Silky achieved 99 farming. Twigs achieved 99 defense. Alpha Hotel Quebec achieved 99 farming. Tanto Tricks achieved 99 farming as well. We had a lot of farmers. God damn. Saga 7 achieved 99 herblore. Twigs, again, it is interesting here because Twigs is on here twice, I'm realizing, but there's 2 different photos and levels and achievements, right? Twigs achieved 126 combat, but doesn't show what the 99 is. So I don't know if 99 defense was the 126 combat or if there was another combat 99 that got it as well. So it's 99 something because you don't just get 126 without getting a level.
True.
Right? And if you have 99 hit points, attack, strength, and defense, you're going to get max combat. I don't know which one of those was the 99. So it could be defense, could be something else.
You want to know a fun fact? You can have 126 combat with 81 range and 81 mage, but as long as you have 99 prayer, attack, strength, defense, and HP,
you can have 126 combat with less than that. Do you want to
really?
know how I know? Yeah,
because you have it.
How I know? Or I did for a while, yeah.
That's funny.
But Nick My Neck achieved 99 Slayer. Bigotry achieved 99 Wood Cutting. Tis Jake Jad achieved 99 Slayer, and Iron Robin achieved 99 Crafting, like today, I'm pretty sure. Couple total levels for us. Rue Tigger T 35 achieved 2K total, and Lord Maticus, the first shall be last, achieved 2200 total level. Slipping down into the combat section, we have a few. I think that's seven total achievements. We have a first fire cape. Xantazi got their first fire cape during the league's chaos. Congratulations to you. Speaking of firsts, Flagrant Beef and Kenny Troy both killed the Corrupted Gauntlet for the first time. Comrade Cabby completed both the easy and the medium combat achievements. Swain, who you'll see pretty frequently on 514. If you hang out on 514, Swain RS is always there doing something. And today, he was doing the elite combat achievements. He got those done. And then Yaharis, I think it's Yaharis. We've covered this. It's the Game of Thrones. Yeah. Riley. Master Combat Achievements. Verzik Helm Enjoyer.
Hell yeah.
Verzik Helm Enjoyer. Finally wrapping up the combat achievement section, QWERTY has obtained their Missouri backpack. Wrapping things up, the last section for Achievement of the Week, kind of, for 2023. We have 4 brand new quest capes with 8-Bit Lambs, the Felty Fox, Lyodora, and a name I don't know how to pronounce. It's like Lack. It's like LXACH. Zach? Zach? I don't know. But you got your quest cape. You know who you are. You got your quest cape, and I'm proud of you for that. Jay Goose. It's Goose, right? Not Ghost. Jay Goose got his diary cape. And then finally, just because it's always neat when people post shit like this in levels and achievements, our resident Muspa addict, Doc Hart, got engaged. So congratulations to you, Doc and Mrs. Doc. Fun fact, Doc is not a doc, but Mrs. Doc is a doc. And that's Doc. So
the doctor has
congratulations.
His heart, so Doc
congratulations to you, Doc.
Congratulations.
As I promised in the last episode, we would shout out the firsts here on Xpwaste. The league's first achievements. We had a section for it in our Discord, and you guys ate it up, and we're so happy about that. Like sometimes we do these stupid competitions, and people are like, this is lame. But now people are more excited to do them and participate in them, and it's awesome. So, the league's first, the official Trailblazer Reloaded league's first for the TNL Discord and the Xpwaste podcast. The first region unlock goes to Raven Alice. The first person to unlock all regions goes to Suffix. The first tier 2 unlock goes to Elite Oreo Dunker. The first tier 7 and the first tier 8 relic also go to Suffix. The man kind of went nuts in like that first week.
Fire Sale
It's like
Burr.
didn't go to sleep, didn't go to work. It was crazy.
I think he had Fire Sale and Trickster, if I'm not mistaken.
The first Adamant Cup went to Zero Fox. The first Rune and the first Dragon Cup went to one of the long-term sweats, Emeritas.
Oh, hell
Achieved
yeah.
the first Dragon Cup and the first Rune Cup.
In TNL.
Yes, in TNL. No, first ever, all time. They're the best. First person to achieve any 99 was on the first day, and it was a Vengor. I believe it was 99 crafting. The first person to obtain a Max Cape was the Old J. The first person to obtain a Fire Cape was Splicer FE, and the first person to obtain an Infernal Cape was also the Old J. So the Old J got the Max Cape and the Infernal Cape first, which is pretty cool.
Woohoo.
Zero Fox got the first Twisted Bow, even though I'm pretty sure Zero is a major. Fear Garden got the first Scythe of Vitur, which, ooh, God, it's so much fun to use. And Yaharis got the first Tumekin Shadow. I think Yaharis is a ranger, so interesting how that switches. Yaharis also got the first Soul Reaper axe. So the ranger out here getting everything but the first T-Bow, you know? We don't have a first Void Waker or a first Mutagen yet. However, earlier today I was at Tob, and Hyla, actually, who hasn't been playing League at all, he like sent a message on a League's account, and we're like, dude, oh my God, what are you doing in Leagues? He's like, someone's got to get that Mutagen. Someone's got to claim that first. So who knows, man? That's fun. That's a lot of fun. And then I didn't even consider this when I made this channel because I didn't even realize it. And I've not seen anyone else in the clan do it. But Eisenberg is the first person in the TNL Discord to complete the Tazar Rec whoever's special leagues challenge.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure is like 6 Jads and bats and shit. And you get the cosmetic override for the Din's Bulwark that turns it into the Zuck Shield.
Oh, neat.
Which, like, call me a bit of an elitist. I think that's a much cooler way to get it than as a Leagues reward.
Yeah.
That's not to say it's not a good Leagues reward, because it's a really cool cosmetic for a Leagues reward. However, I think when it has to do with the Inferno, the elitist in me says, hey, maybe we lock it behind hard Inferno content. Who knows? You live, you learn, you give people good cosmetics, and Eisenberg's the first person in TNL to achieve that. All of the people I just listed now have the special Leagues Achiever role in the TNL Discord.
Neat.
The Leagues Achiever role, it does look a little bit like the Fall Bingo role, the color-wise, but it matches the League's color theme of the like orange and reds and things like that. So you guys are awesome. You guys are killing it. I'm really interested to see here in about a month who in TNL has the most points at the end of Leagues.
I think Talmorn is the most I've seen currently. I think they have nearly 60,000.
I've also not seen Emeritas go to bed.
Oh, well, let's.
And then there's people like the Old J and Eisenberg who are just like not saying anything, and they're like, by the way, here's a Max Cape in 6 days. So like, you know,
Emeritas has 62,000. Okay, so currently I think Emeritas is...
I don't want to put these people on the show because I don't want to like make them feel pressured to do it. I just want to see.
Okay,
you guys have a month left. I want to see who gets the most points at the end of this league, and I'll post it. It.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll post it the day this episode comes out. Who knows? Maybe Michael will remind me and I'll post it and I'll say, hey, keep track because I want to know your guys' final score.
Yeah.
You can make an official TNL ranking of the scores in leagues for.
Talmorn says top 3. Make a top 3.
Yeah, oh yeah, we'll do a top 3. We're not gonna like just pick the number 1.
One and done.
One and done, baby. You're 10 league points off. That sucks. Yeah, let us know. Let us know by joining the Discord in the description down below. That is discord.gg/OSRSTNL to join objectively the best Discord you can find for an old school RuneScape community. We're your people. Come hang out. We have everything. I would elaborate further, but it's 1:45. And normally I would say, hey, Michael, you have a fun question for us?
You would say that normally.
But actually, I have something better. one of the mods in TNL, who shan't remain nameless,
Shan't
thought it would be funny.
or is going to rename.
Shan't remain nameless.
Shan't.
Thought it would be funny to take me at my most vulnerable and my most hideous. And he thought it'd be funny to make a Discord emote out of it. And then he thought, hey, let's make another Discord emote out of it. Because he said, oh, you accidentally shaved off your beard? Let's make emotes out of it, and then let's make it a thumbnail for our show. Well, one of our good friends, Paul Mohadib, that's not actually his name, turns out. That's the name of a Dune character. He liked those emotes quite a bit. So he had a custom commissioned pillow sent to me of the face without a beard. But wait, it gets better. Because I've still got the monster inside of me. So here it is. This is not for sale on the Xpwaste website.
Should be.
It's a one-of-one edition here. Thank you, Paul, for this lovely piece that is literally in my living room. My mom and sister came over, and my sister's like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, oh, by the way, I got this real cool pillow. So I generally like to keep it like this, but I take my fingers and I kind of run up the sides of the eye right here. Kind of look like a scar, you know, to let you know that, like, I still have the monster inside of me, you know.
Hold on.
It still hides deep within.
Can you do like the smirking face, but with the mustache? Like the clean shaven face, but just the mustache?
I can't.
Really?
Well, I could try.
Do it. Try it. Coward. You won't.
I said I could try. God damn, I'm trying. It's not great.
It's not great.
Because the mustache is frowning, you know?
Oh, true. Yo.
Because I look like a member of a certain unsavory organization here in the United States with just a mustache. So I don't love it. But it's gonna be my thumbnail picture, I think.
That's awesome.
Ooh, but all that to say, inside the package was a note. Oxy, hope you enjoy this cursed pillow. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. From Paul Mohadib.
Hell yeah.
Fun question for the podcast. If you can design your own relic for leagues, what would it be?
We have definitely answered this question, but now that I've played leagues, I think I can answer it better.
Yeah.
What would
do
it
you got?
be? What would it be? You go first, because you've had more time to marinate on this question.
I really haven't.
Oh, really?
Oh, a good leagues relic, like what a good. I mean, obviously, like the changes to the equilibrium would be a great relic, but like that's kind of boring.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, I've got it. I've got one. Okay, while you're thinking, I've got one. It's absolutely busted. I'm telling you right now. There is a 5% chance that when you get a purple, a menu pops up and you get to pick what purple it is. Or anytime you kill a boss, there's a 1% or a 5% chance. It has to be low. It can't be that busted. Like anytime you would kill a boss, so like say you're killing Cerberus. When you kill the boss, a special chest appears instead of a loot drop. And when you open the chest, it lets you pick what drop you want.
Yeah, like a unique scroll or something. That would be fucked. That would be so fucked if you could you get to choose whichever top unique you want from the chest. That would be insane.
Yeah, but it's like a
that would be
not a super rare chance, but it's just rare enough that it's like,
It's not every purple, yeah.
yeah, it's like special when it happens. Like,
man,
say
that
you're
would
hunting
be-
it and you're dry, but then you just so happen to roll on the chance of the special loot picker relic, and then you get to pick whatever you're dry for.
That would
That would be a fun one,
insane.
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And it could work for regular monsters too. So let's say you're like killing gargoyles, you could pick, like, it drops a chest, and then you just pick either a Gmaul or whatever is on its like tertiary or special drop table.
That could be fun.
Yeah. So it's not just for bossing.
Oh boy. I had it and I lost it. Oh god, where'd it go? Oh no, okay. Call it it's a hardcore relic. But call it like a kill streak, right? It's a kill streak relic where the more boss kills you accrue without dying, the more your max hit increases.
Ooh.
The more your max hit with every style goes up, the longer you last without dying.
Just at that boss?
At any boss.
Wait, really? So you get like a 1,000 Kraken KC and just not die, and then now you're like hitting 400s or something?
Although I suppose it would make more sense if you did it like boss by boss, right?
Yeah. Because then
But,
it
like,
rewards you staying there and being good at that boss. Like, I imagine if you
I think
can
it's a
kill
better
bandos.
mechanic. Yeah,
Yeah.
the kill streak mechanic. That could be fun,
Yeah.
right?
I think that'd be cool.
Because then it makes deaths like so disappointing. Like, no, I'm gonna be so slow.
Yes.
It's like you kind of get like a power reset, you know?
You can't
Which,
nuke
like,
yourself.
It
either.
feels bad in the moment to get a power reset, but you can build back up to that. Because then you're like, I had 100 KC. Fuck that. I'm gonna get 200 now, just to see how high I can get. You know?
Yeah.
Or like it caps at a certain amount or whatever. Like that could be fun. That could be a good time.
I like that.
That could be a really good time. The
Jagex,
kill streak relic.
If you're listening, these are two really
Yeah,
good
take
relic
it.
ideas.
Take it. It's for free.
For free.
It's for free.
It's for free.
Yeah, that would be fun. I'm trying to think of like what's like the stupidest thing you could possibly do. Like what's a stupid
Well, they've
thing?
done a lot of the stupid ones, and they're not stupid. Like, you have every teleport in your inventory. Like, that to me sounds busted. But it's
I'm
actually
just trying
really
to think
nice.
like what's stupid in the main game? Like what would be ridiculous and bad for the
Oh.
main game? Like you save 90% of your pure essence. Oh my god, wait, hold on. It's Production Prodigy 2 Electric Boogaloo, but you save 90% of what you use.
Okay. And
So
it
if you get
still
1,000
doesn't
pure essence,
instantly?
you just keep going.
Wow. Okay.
I'm thinking for like construction, rune crafting, you know, things that like doesn't benefit necessarily from like a relic like that.
Like, you would have to get like 100 Raynars and 100 Snapegrass, and then you have like 10,000 prayer potions.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, that would be kind of stinky for like wanting to train though. Well, I guess you're still getting the XP for the ones that you save, so it's not totally stinky. You just have to train less for the things that
You mean?
actually no.
Like,
Well,
what are
I'm
you
just
talking
saying,
about?
like, if you only needed 100 logs to get 99 fire making, because
Which
you
is
just-
about what it's like right now.
then there's no incentive to actually chop logs. So it makes things like woodcutting feel really bad.
But I think that's the trade-off with all of the relics, right? Like, you know what skill feels like dog shit to train?
Smithing.
Thieving and agility, because I didn't take trickster.
Oh.
Like, the production skills feel great, but like rune crafting doesn't feel great because I don't have enough pure essence. Construction's not bad, but like
You just need to do more
like,
Soul Wars.
that's what I'm thinking. Like, if you conserve pure essence, you conserve mahogany planks.
cough,
like-
cough, Soul Wars.
I'm just saying, like, if you could make it so the stuff you need to train is just there and available, you don't have to like grind for it. You don't have to cut 10,000 mahogany logs. You only have to cut like 200, you know?
Yeah.
You're right, that does make the gathering trade-off feel pretty stinky. but
I would do
you
it.
know.
I would still pick that one.
It would be fun.
I think Production Prodigy is going to be, if it's available, it's going to be a staple in my league's journey because I love it.
I might mix it up next time. Who knows?
I don't have Production Prodigy on my other account, and making anything just feels so slow.
Yeah, but thieving feels so good.
I haven't done much thieving, honestly.
thieving
I'm like 50
thieving is awesome. I wish I would have picked Kandarin so I could have gotten Artie Knights way earlier. Instead, I picked Desert first. I was gonna do like a DKF route on the alt. I wish I would have picked
Kandarin first,
so I could do thieving to like 50 mil.
That's what I should have done, bro. I should have gone Kandarin next and then Desert last. I talked about that. I'm living with my choices. I'm still like 170 tasks away from my final area, which if I put my mind to it, I could have, what is this? I'm currently I'm at tier 4 on that account. I don't know if I'm going to go Bloodthirsty or Infernal Gathering. Because I don't want to pick Treasure Seeker
in the
again.
Wilderness, dog. You have to pick Bloodthirsty.
You think? Oh,
you don't have any herb patches.
That's true.
You've got Zaya, which gives you 2, but like if you go Desert, what are you gonna do?
True.
You don't have any fucking herb patches.
Yeah. Bloodthirsty with Wildy Slayer would be kind of fun, actually.
Yeah.
So then I would go
because like the Slayer Cave would be fucked.
Bloodthirsty, Ruinous Prayers.
Oh, you definitely go Ruinous Powers. Surely you give it a try. You see what the alternative blood life would have been like.
And I definitely have to go Berserker because Mage build with Berserker I've heard is really good.
Oh yeah.
And then I probably would go Executioner if I make it to tier 8 on that account. Because I want to stay low. I want to stay low health. I don't want to keep dying if I pick the nuke. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode, folks. I stopped looking at the timer a long time ago.
I told you we should have had a shorter episode today. He insisted. He bitched and moaned like a piss baby and said, no, we have to make it a long one because we have some important stuff to talk about. Michael's going to fucking kill me.
I love you so much. I'm going to send you a bill for my time. I might just stay up and finish making these potions, get 99 herb lore. Who knows? Anyway.
Ah, damn.
It's going to do it, folks. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. Spend time with your family. You know, it's not about the gifts. It's really not. It's about how many RuneScape gifts you received. And we want to know, if you get a cool RuneScape shirt or, like a skill cape, send us a picture in the Xpwaste chat on Discord. Christmas is just around the corner. And if you haven't bought gifts like I have, still haven't bought gifts like I have, you're not alone. Procrastinators unite, but maybe next week. So like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify. Become a fan on all the places you can. Instagram. The only of them. No. Onlyfans.com/OxieM.
Not a real website, by the way. Not a real website.
Yet.
God damn it. I have to take that domain now, I feel like. Because some asshole is going to be like, you make it Oxie's OnlyFans.
Actually, you make it. Listen, you make it. And you just put pictures of your RuneScape character flexing. That's all you do. I'm serious right now. Do it. If you're on YouTube, comment with the community question. If you're on Spotify, follow us. We're trying to get to 5,000. I think we're at, what are we at? Hold on. Analytics. We're at 3,400. So we need a couple more thousand of y'all folks to follow us on Spotify. Call your mom and go to merch, xspace.shop and buy our merch. Wear it to your holiday parties. Make all your friends jealous. It's subtle. It's Merry Xpwaste, and it has the party hats and the Christmas crackers on the sleeves. If you don't get one now, get it for next year, because I don't know if we'll have them next year. So they fit kind of small. So this is a 2X, and it fits perfectly for my 2X body. So I have an extra. I'm normally an extra large, but like I wanted it to be big and not like suffocating. So I got a 2X and it's perfect. Any final thoughts before we send these folks into 2024, Oxie?
Happy ho 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 to you.
Happy ho ho ho. Xpwasters, it's been a blast. 2023 was fun. 2024 is going to be even better, and we'll see you there. Bye, everyone.
Hi, everyone.